since it is recording, everyone, to our listeners, to our fans, to you.
This intro sucks.
No, I find it...
Welcome to another episode of Thank You For Your Services podcast.
I'm Matt, and across from me is my co-host, Tommy Two Streets. Actually,
true. Here I am. What the fuck?
We're each other's co-hosts.
Did the buttons change?
Oh, they better not.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you had like a full soundboard.
No, it's just four.
We do sometimes, but
didn't feel like
he didn't want to hook it up to.
I could.
You can only hook it up if you have two open ports, I thought.
And you're plugging your phone in. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
What's this podcast about, Matt?
Okay, this is called Thank You For Your Services podcast. Oh, hello. We have more viewers. Hello.
Great.
Music Gaming 12. What's going on,
You called
man?
it.
Yes. Anybody listening out there, if you like to watch will you fucking stop?
What's the podcast about, Matt?
Welcome to our podcast. It is called Thank You For Your Services podcast. That is instant karma, ladies and gentlemen.
That is a...
For those of you just listening, my mic is like blown out or some shit. Tommy Two Streets just dropped his water bottle and it shattered all over my kitchen floor.
Yeah, and I'm not going to pick it up either.
Well, I'm not either, so I guess I'll just live with a broken water bottle
fine.
on the fucking floor. Good, and you're out of water. Hope you fucking...
Great way to start.
Drown from
This is a podcast.
dehydration.
This is a podcast about work and just the effects of work on our daily lives and the way that strangers affect us in so many ways.
Oh my fucking god! Let me
And
tell you about
coworkers,
strangers.
too.
Yes, but it is mostly about work, but we've been getting into a lot of other territory, and we like to interview other people about their jobs.
Yep.
Joining us is my good friend, a new friend to Tommy Two Streets, Mr. Jay Crimmins.
Hello.
Jay Crimmins, how are you?
Good.
Welcome.
How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
I met
Thanks for coming.
Jay in 2020, right before we deployed.
Was it 2020?
It was, yes.
I kind of mix up when you came to the unit.
Yeah.
Your timetable, because I didn't know for the longest time that you had done something before your current not your current job, something before your military job.
Yes. So
It sounds like you guys know each other somehow.
Yeah, so we're in the Army together.
Okay.
I met Jay in the summer of 2020, right before we deployed, because right when I got home from reclass school, there was like a 3-month period where I came home and then I didn't even get to go to the unit.
Yeah.
And once I did, are you okay there, Tommy Two Streets?
I'm listening to breath in the mic.
Okay.
It
My
might
mouth
breathe
breather.
like this way or like that way.
All right, so don't breathe directly at the mic.
Yeah. Anyway,
so I met Jay, and he walked in with another guy, Gabriel, and they were both so loud, and all everyone talked about is how tall Jay was, and I was like, is this guy, his whole personality, how fucking tall he is?
Yeah, my redeeming personality trait is the fact that I'm 6'7",
and
that is consistent across my life.
And I'm so easily annoyed at everything. I was like, that guy and I probably will never be friends. I'll probably just stick to myself, yada, yada, yada. And it wasn't until we deployed to Kosovo that we started talking about haunted houses. Mm-hmm. And then you were dating another person in our unit who I happened to like work with on a daily basis because we were all in back shops together. And that's when I got to know you. I was like, and I remember telling your girlfriend, I said, God, your boyfriend's a really fucking great guy. I don't know why I didn't know this or whatever. And she was like, yeah, he's awesome. And I was like, okay. So then you and I would talk about haunted houses, and you started really liking my music also.
Yeah,
and
I like seeing good people succeed.
Yes,
that's kind of where I'm at with it. I will say that I like your acoustic stuff, and I like your live performance stuff.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I'm not going to have it on repeat on my Spotify.
It's fine.
But dude, I will come see you perform anytime. And I still want to see Fat Monster Matt at some point as well.
Yeah. Oh, I brought you that cassette to
Yes.
your house, and yeah.
I don't have anything that I
That's
can put
okay.
a cassette. Do you own stuff? You are a music person.
Sure don't.
So okay.
See,
yeah.
and that's crazy. So Tom has been in the hardcore scene since we were kids, pretty much. I mean, whatever. Since we both got
were
into punk
kids.
rock, yeah.
So.
And he went more in the hardcore direction. I went more in like the
Right.
punk direction and shit. And in the hardcore scene, a lot of people put out tapes still, and
Punk, too.
Yeah, and punk and metal. A lot of people still put out cassettes.
Any alternative genre, really.
But he doesn't collect vinyl. He doesn't collect tapes. I mean,
Because I don't have proper platforms to listen to them on.
Yeah.
I don't have the last time I had a turntable, I was so young, I didn't know what it was for a long time.
see, and that's wild to me because I grew up with records. I never didn't know records. Like I just always had them.
No, my dad was so beyond that stuff. We had a massive record collection in the house.
I'm sure. Your
And
dad's a musician.
We never put them on.
I don't know. I feel like how people ingest music has changed.
Oh, most definitely.
Like
Yes.
So today, that was insane. So
what we were playing today.
for the listeners and for Tommy Two Streets, because this is your first time. So Jay pretty much picks the music that plays very
None of that was me today.
really.
Yes.
See, typically it's you though,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
You have a really large Monster, like from the brand Monster boombox. Didn't you win that in a contest or something?
Yeah. So we, I drink more of these than my kidneys are probably supposed to, process.
Those are some big kidneys, ladies and gentlemen, and those in
and-
between.
Elk Hearts.
Every, I want to say like 3 to 4 years, Monster does this promotion where you take off all your tabs, like the little Monster tab things, and you send them in and you get prizes. And-
It's like brand loyalty shit.
Yeah, exactly. But I had been saving them for like 6 years because
shit.
the
Wow.
previous the previous time that they did it, I was overseas and I couldn't participate. So they publicized it, and I immediately sent them like 1,400 tabs, which I don't even
Holy
care to know
shit.
how much money I spent with the Coca-Cola company. Is it the Coca? Whoever owns this shit?
I think so.
And they so it's a bump box. It was like a $400 speaker that I paid $40 in shipping and handling for.
Nice.
And
It's like a damn-
in which you
like a
spent
damn
probably
D-wall.
$2,000 to obtain
Oh, absolutely.
over
100%.
what 6 years or
Yeah.
something.
I mean, I get 2 cases of those delivered to my
But
house.
it's a very nice speaker, and it's lasted you all these years.
Yeah, that went all the way to Kosovo and back in a container. It got the absolute shit beat out of it.
Yes.
On both directions. It's terrible. That it is not. Like the subs are definitely blown out of it now, and it's suffering.
Would you say a Monster can is $2.50?
No, they're more expensive than that now.
More? Okay.
They've got to be like
Yeah.
what, $4.99?
Well, because
Yes.
I buy them all I buy it in bulk now because I go through so much of it.
Jesus, you
So
buy
on
Monster.
do you think
in
that would bring
bulk?
it down to like $2.50 a can? If you're buying it in bulk?
So if you buy the 24 packs, it's like $38,
Okay, 24 is 30.
which is like $1.25.
yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
It's like $1.50.
Which honestly isn't terrible. Because
well, if they were
Except for all the
$2,
Monster you're drinking.
if they were $2.50 a can,
That's terrible. That
it's all
can't be
the
good.
0 calorie ones.
how much worse is it than coffee?
It doesn't fucking matter. I don't think cocaine has any calories. You still shouldn't,
those
buy it in
cocaine
bulk.
has to have calories.
It has
I mean,
other
they
stuff
cut
in
with
it,
people.
though, like
They can cut
chemicals that
people.
kill you slowly.
So, as I was saying, don't you hate the phrase "as I was saying"? It's so mean.
From where I sit,
Yeah. That being said,
To piggyback off of
yeah,
that.
to piggyback. Oh my fucking
piggyback
god!
off that.
I
That's a listener.
That's
right there.
actually something I hate more than anything that is said in the human language. To piggyback.
Someone's
off
a
of that.
listener.
Yeah, he is. He is. He also was overseas with me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I would hold
that's
on.
cool.
While you
Yeah.
brought up that I'm a listener, I have never seen the video from this.
Oh.
And I've never seen good old Tommy Two Streets here in person. And you don't look anything like I was anticipating you to look.
So-
Your voice does not look like what you look like. I don't know if you've ever heard that before.
No, but I expect that.
you are so right.
Like if you well, I mean, obviously the Twitch guys knows what he looks like, and if you're a personal friend to him, obviously you see social media, you see him in life, but
But
it's like
his voice is completely different than
doesn't
what he looks
match.
like. Even when he had his hair, because the shaved head thing is a new thing.
Yeah.
I gave him a haircut I thought he wanted right before we did the
Yeah.
show,
And I
he
said,
fucking
"Oh, no."
hated it. I thought he wanted a haircut like yours. I thought he wanted an undercut.
yeah.
And he didn't want that.
I was like, oh no, what happened?
I had been giving him the same haircut for what 13 years,
11 years.
11 years.
Wow.
And he
Same
was like,
issue.
hey, I wanted it. He
I
basically
spoke barber incorrectly.
Yeah, basically
It was my fault.
It was my fault, obviously too. But
You can't have
so
that-
he went home and shaved his head. And then everybody was like, "Hey, that actually looks really good on you." But
like,
he,
I don't know, the clear glasses go with it too. It's
that's
a good look.
Yeah, it is. He looks cool.
Thanks.
He looks very cool.
Yeah, I'm way sicker than Matt.
Oh,
I'm tight
wait,
as fuck.
sick. You're very tough. You're tough. You are tough as. This man has legally been dead like twice.
That's
now?
pretty rad, actually.
Yeah.
Eh,
Is it 3 times or twice?
it's like 1.5.
Okay, I
That's
got
a
you.
good thing.
Yeah,
to,
you
like,
were in a
throw on
coma the
table.
one time,
Yeah.
and then you were dead in high school. I remember that.
I was in a medically induced coma. That's correct.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, that was fun.
Yeah. So Jay and we started becoming friends, and then and then he helped with the haunted house that we do at my house. This was my first time doing the haunted house at this house, and it was my first time doing a real outdoor one. I usually either had like a garage or I would build up.
It's a lot of fun.
And it was awesome. And he was the hit. Him and my sister were actually like the stars of the show, where me and my wife just kind of hung out and gave candy, and I had to keep walking around making sure fog machines were going off. You know, it's a stressful night for me, but it's also the most fun night in the
It's
world.
rewarding.
But Jay, I
It
had
was a
bought
bush.
Jay this fucking ghillie suit, so he looked like a like he's a 6'7" person in this big ghillie suit, but he hid behind this tiny bush in my yard, and then he would crawl out and like stand up and scare the shit out of
That
kids.
is so
and it was,
good.
It was awesome.
Yep.
So we had Tom one year. I had built a
drop panel?
Yes, thank you, a drop panel, and
Those are
Tom
sick.
was behind the drop panel, and he was scaring people. That was 2016. So
I thought it was 17. Anyway,
it was 2016.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we bonded over the haunted house thing.
We did.
Because I've been doing something having to do with the haunted house since I was about 7 or 8,
That's
somewhere in there.
amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. Most of the listeners probably aren't from downstate Delaware, but I'm from downstate Delaware, and there is
Oh, there's Frightland down there.
much further.
He's from
downstate.
like
yeah?
not
Like-
Newcastle County,
like Sussex
downstate.
County. We used to do it
crazy.
in Salisbury as well. So there used for a few years there was a haunted house that was at the Shorebird Stadium in Salisbury,
Okay.
and that was us. So and it's been all over the place. It was at the Salisbury Mall and the Shorebird Stadium, and now it's up in Laurel at the Bargain Bills. If you know what the Bargain Bills is,
I have no idea.
yeah, it's.
I don't think I've been to Laurel maybe
Never.
once to drive through it.
You aren't missing anything.
I didn't think so.
If
yeah.
you're driving through Laurel, it's an accident. By the
Yeah,
way.
you're going to probably something much better than Laurel.
I know 2 people from Laurel. Imagine that. Anyway.
before we get into what you do for a living, which is what I do for a living, but he'll be able to describe it better than I do. Can you tell the story?
What the fuck is that noise? I'm sorry.
I
Tell
think
the story.
I think it's his breathing.
Tell-
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
there you go.
It's one of you guys.
I'm definitely a mouth breather because during the springtime.
No, it's coming from your nose. I watched it.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Your mouth
It's,
is-
it's fine, dude. On the microphone,
Before we get into what he does,
I would like him if
Yeah.
you feel like it to tell that story, the chainsaw story, please.
Which one?
Oh.
The car one.
what
okay.
a perfect response.
Yeah,
to
and
that.
I don't think
Which
I've ever
one?
told you
Okay.
this story, Tommy.
So once I got large enough.
to wield a chainsaw.
You mean physically?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you've never run with a chainsaw, it takes a lot of ass
Okay.
to move it
Yeah.
around and to be able to.
a lot of glute.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got a
yeah.
lot of ass.
You gotta you have to move a pretty heavy weight and keep it running. So you have to grip it in a certain way and then counterbalance yourself when you're making turns and stuff like that. So
That's why people run so funny with them.
yeah, it's not easy. It's really not. I can't stress you enough. Running with a chainsaw is difficult, and
Hell yeah.
so we were at that was Del Mar at the time, and that was a lot of fun for me because I ran the chainsaw pretty much for a whole year. I mean, that includes before a woman got out of the back of the haunted house, I heard her mention that she was hoping that was close to the end because she really had to pee. So I sprinted to the porta potty, that was right outside the back door.
Okay.
And I got inside and I locked it. And somebody tried to open up the door, and then I heard a knock, and I ripped the saw, and I came out, and there was no one in front of me, no one at all.
God.
And then I got yelled at because she went up and complained.
Oh
because
my God.
And it was so worth. Well, no one cared because it's a haunted house. So
Yeah.
everybody,
No, as
everybody
they
gets the vibe.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
Like everybody has that vibe, but she pissed her pants, like running,
Oh, wow.
running away.
That sounds more like a her problem.
Yeah, running away.
Yeah,
She peed
yeah.
herself. So that was that. There was.
Shit.
I got yelled at a lot for going into the parking lot because it is a safety hazard. You're not supposed to like run people through the parking lot and stuff like that.
Yeah, cars and stuff.
But I chased a woman out to the parking lot, and she had split up from the rest of her group. And I mean, I was still pretty tall when I was around 16 too. So I'm larger than all the other people. It's very difficult once I have the mask on to tell how old I am. So they thought I was, an actual guy.
It could be, yeah.
Right.
Actual guy.
An actual guy. And guy came up to me and said, "Hey, that's my girlfriend. You got her really good. I want you to keep
Going.
screwing with her."
Nice.
And I was like, all right, fine.
That's a good guy right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So I kind of like stalked around the car a little bit, and I tapped him and pointed him at the back of their SUV. And before he like got her in, because she's really upset, like really, really upset, not getting in the car, like trying to, I got into the back of this, whatever the hell SUV it was,
You're in the, oh shit.
like in the back of it. And I'm kind of like looking a little bit, and she gets in the back seat, so right in front of me, and she's the only one in the car, and I ripped the saw,
Oh fuck.
and I got it
my
like
God.
it. I'm pretty good at tuning them, so it started going, and so I am now in a stranger's car in full Halloween
Costume.
regalia with a running chainsaw.
Oh my God.
And this woman, I thought she had a fucking stroke. Like, froze up for a second. And it was like that moment of sheer panic where your body is trying to comprehend if it's going to do fight or flight. Like it's something so incredible has happened to you that your body has no idea how to process it into option A or option B. And she got flight. She really tried. Went through between the driver and the passenger seat, and couldn't figure out how to open up the door.
Oh man.
Jesus.
So she forced the window down on the passenger side
God.
and went out the window.
Was this like a cranky window? Is that why?
No, it was
an
like
automatic
an
window.
automatic window. She
Oh, it must have been
shoved it
cracked.
down.
Damn.
Like homeboy needed a new window regulator. And
She chose flight.
exited the vehicle through the window and launched herself down the parking lot.
That's incredible.
And it's a gravel parking lot. So it's watching
Didn't she
somebody
get hurt?
Yeah, so she ate shit.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at with the gravel.
Oh,
parking
my
lot.
bad. I'm
It's
sorry.
like, no, it's fine. Like she did. If you ever seen somebody try and run for their life on a gravel parking lot,
I
it doesn't
can
go
only
well.
imagine.
It doesn't
That's a
go
fucking
well.
Scooby Doo moment right
Yeah, no,
there.
100%. And she, I mean, like,
You need that bongo sound effect.
like sliding scorpion on the gravel blew her
fuck.
face out.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, so then I think I didn't do it last year. Haven't done it since COVID because I really didn't like the restrictions that they put on you about like what you can do and what you can't and like all sorts of stuff. So I was helping him out anyway. But like the year before COVID, I went down there and I ran it a bunch of times. And that's the first time that I was told that I needed to stop doing what I was doing because we had a group of 10 people walk away before they paid. Because I ran them around the outside. I ran this guy around the outside, and
You run them off after they pay, not before.
Exactly.
That's like rule number 2.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. That was that is a significant amount of fun.
It
It is
Yeah.
a significant amount.
I
of
will
fun.
say the one time I participated in the haunted house, I had a fucking ball the entire time.
Dude, and that was my first year we had gotten that many people. We had like that year was 2016. We had like 200 over or more than that come through. It was like I think it was 3 hours
So
straight
many.
of nonstop kids, and then this year was like a little more than that, just because the neighborhood is just more accessible.
Yeah.
Where we're at now.
You have a really good location.
Yeah, it's
he
a
has the
perfect
floor.
location.
It's a really great
It's a great
location.
Halloween neighborhood, and now I think this year, October, 2022, will be even bigger because now everybody knows where it's at.
True.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I
We'll have recidivism.
Yeah.
Return customers.
Oh, okay. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
That's a big word.
Never even heard that before.
I listen to smart people, so I pick up vocab anyway.
Tom does taxes,
I don't do taxes. That's not true.
but it's kind of taxes.
It's not taxes. The tax lady does that actually.
It's
Okay.
accounts management, right?
Accounts receivable.
Oh, okay.
Specifically,
So that sounds like taxes to me.
it's not.
Oh, you have accounts
That would be
receivable.
payroll, benefits, and taxes. By the way,
Mm.
there's another
So
person. for that.
taxes is in there.
Anyway,
So before you, let's back it up because I really want to dig down into who you are
Okay.
because
Interesting.
I know who you are, but there's still so much I'd like to learn. What made you join the military in general? You were Marines first.
Yeah.
Okay. What made you want to go Marines? Let's just say when you were 18 or
Good
were you
question.
17?
Oh wow. So I was 17.
That's what I
Okay.
thought.
So.
were you ROTC or anything like that?
I can move this
I'm
chair.
JROTC. I was JROTC.
Okay.
That was, which is actually kind of funny because my parents will tell the story about how I didn't ever think I wanted to join the military because I didn't want to put my clothes on with a ruler. That was an exact quote from when I was like, I think I was like probably about 10, and I thought it was so dumb.
Spoken
It
from the mouths
is-
of babes.
It is dumb.
It's kind of stupid. It's
very
I
dumb.
haven't
Some of them-
measured anything on my uniform in probably 3 years.
Well, you have
Yeah.
muscle memory, so.
Oh yeah,
what's
you
the
just
point?
eyeball it.
Yeah.
You
'Cause
eyeball
You know
a lot
what
of stuff,
right
yeah.
looks like. So
Plus, the National Guard,
Ow.
they don't really care as much.
It's kind of functionality. Nobody's whipping out a ruler to chew you out when you go on a funeral detail.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Like
yeah.
it's as long as somebody's gonna take a look at you and go, hey, you aren't a bag of ass. Like,
Yep. Exactly.
solid.
So
Do
you're
you look
JR
close enough? What?
Nothing.
Oh.
But yeah, so I was a Razzi Nazi.
A what? Come again?
Yeah, that was the terrible.
Ladies
Oh,
and gentlemen, we brought a Nazi on the podcast,
Yes.
so we tricked you.
Oh, ROTC.
ROTC,
not,
Razzi
gotcha.
Nazi.
Razzi
Yeah. That was
Nazi. That's hilarious.
I assumed it was larger than just my school, but that's the derogatory term that was.
The schoolyard fucking big getcha
Yeah.
moment was that? Nice.
Yeah,
Good
it's
job,
great.
kids.
Hey, I went to a technical school. It was not a whole bunch of bullies.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really have that. I went to an art school, so we didn't really have bullies.
Yeah, we went to Cab Calloway. Cab Calloway is not a real school.
Thank you.
Certainly
Thank
is.
You.
No,
It
it's
certainly
not.
is not.
It's not.
So you joined the Marines at 17?
Yeah, I did. I enlisted at 17. So my mom basically told me I needed to start filling out college applications, and
You're like, fuck that.
I asked her. I was like, because there were recruiters in the school that week, and I was like,
Yup.
if I join the military, do I have to fill out a college application? And she goes, no, you don't, obviously, because that's stupid.
Anybody in your family military?
My sister is a captain in the Army.
Okay.
And my grandfather was his entire Army career, which was like 6 years, he played baseball.
Dude,
Dope.
my ex's dad was that exact same thing during the
Yeah.
Korean War.
He was a little bit before the Korean War.
Okay,
But
yeah.
he
But-
was. That,
but
the
he just
selective
fucking
service-
played baseball.
He just played baseball.
I was like,
That's a dream. That's so cool.
That's
now,
it's
not mom
like
or dad.
that. It's not like that anymore. I mean,
Well, so I feel like service is service. Like if you have a service background, and I'm not talking about like the thank you for your services, use
Yeah,
a
yeah.
server background.
No, yeah.
If you have a background in giving back to the community, then military kind of follows it.
Service. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my dad was the founding director of the Western Sussex Boys and Girls Club in Seaford,
oh, that's
Gotcha.
incredible.
and started the one in Laurel and the one in Georgetown, and has worked. He's done nonprofits for basically my entire life, except for a few years.
He's what we would call a public servant.
He
Yeah.
really, I mean, a hell of a guy, and has worked his whole life to try and do good things for kids. He switched over to the Health Promotion Coalition, so he's trying to make people healthy. Now he's the aquatics director at the Boys and Girls Club that he started.
Nice.
That's incredible.
Because he
That rocks.
wanted to, after trying to go for-profit stuff because he worked for Orkin, hated it because they were trying to make him sell stuff to people that didn't need it. And he was like, I'm not doing this, because he was getting bad numbers because he was like, I'm not selling stuff to people that they don't need. So he went back and started doing that again.
How about mom? What'd mom do?
Teacher.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn.
Again, another fucking method
Perfect
of
family right there.
Yeah, she was an English teacher, which is why I can't speak.
We always
You speak
go.
very well. That's,
Yeah, you're pretty well
Yes, it was a
spoken.
joke.
Yeah, extremely well
It's a
spoken.
joke. Yeah, but my handwriting.
Yikes! See
is
now,
like a-
now that's a joke
So
that fell
did
flat.
not land.
Yes.
Yes.
So I made it. I did
flat.
my biggest
Flawless victory.
fear. So Jay said something to me last week that fucking resonated with me. He
Oh, God.
He no it wasn't anything bad with you. He had seen, we'd both looked at this like this acronym or a bunch of initials together, and he goes, "What does that stand for?" And I, on the spot, I go, "Monsters Incorporated fucking graciously," or something. It was like MIFG or something. And he goes, "You're funnier than that." I go, I know.
Hell yeah.
I said, I
Thank
know,
you.
but when I'm at work, I'm in, like, first of all, I'm fucking tired. I hate waking up at 5 a.m.
Well, see, that's the thing is you have a work personality and a home personality.
I do.
I'm the same person.
I know. I am
Same.
completely at work.
Yeah.
I don't like anybody to see me not
kookiness.
working. You know how I get
Well, it's
nervous.
also
Like,
Sounds like a you thing,
it is.
so
not a
is
them thing. Anyway,
the number of people that you spent a significant amount of time with when we were deployed that had no idea about any of your music or the direction that they went or anything like
Yeah.
that is substantial.
Oh yeah.
Like, and so the fact that that wasn't something that you shared, dude, you got two personalities, and it's not like a multiple personality disorder. It's
No,
not like
I-
our boss.
yeah.
But
Oh my god. Okay,
Got
yeah.
him.
I never asked anybody what's going on with that.
okay, so he's not gonna hear this, but Jimmy, if you do, I love you. So Jimmy is our boss.
Jimmy
and-
could be anybody.
Exactly.
Also.
No, yeah, it's a made up name. I lied. The ongoing joke is that Jimmy has multiple personality disorder.
he
and
talk.
that-
Well, he talks to himself.
Yeah, he talks to himself.
But-
and if you if he's mean to you, that you're not actually talking to Jimmy, you're talking to Patricia. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what's that? Oh shoot, that's not Shyamalan. What's
No,
the
no.
movie?
Are you thinking of Psycho? Psycho? Alfred Hitchcock. Psycho.
No, who?
Identity? Are you thinking of
No,
Identity?
that was a new Split.
Oh, Split. M. Night
yeah,
Shyamalan.
the
Oh,
guy. Was it-
Patricia.
was it
yeah.
Shyamalan?
Yeah,
It was
that's
Bruce
Shyamalan.
Willis.
No,
It-
Split. Oh no,
God
he was
damn it,
in
Tommy.
He
Tommy,
was,
he's
he was in
trolling.
that.
It was Samuel L. Jackson.
He is also in.
He was also in that.
Well,
in the-
Bruce Willis was not in Split. He was in Glass.
I thought he had a cameo in Split. Maybe I'm mixing up my Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Oh, don't do that unless you're getting paid for it. Yep. So, I know my jokes are fucking. So, we were talking about. So he said that to me, and I realized when I'm at work, I'm so afraid to make a joke because these guys all. Not only are they are a family, and I am not only a newcomer. They make the same 9 jokes throughout the day, all day, every day.
I think you actually bitched about inside jokes at work at one point before.
Yeah.
And we are probably the worst contenders of that on the face of the planet.
Which is fine. It's just some like
No,
like the other
not
like
fine.
a couple weeks ago, Reggie was telling a story and it was taking so long, and I have to break up his stories sometimes. And he was telling a story about some girl. This was like back long time ago,
Yeah.
and he was they were fucking and all this stuff, and he's talking about all this stuff that happened while they were fucking, and I had to break his story up, and I go, oh shit, all that happened in 20 seconds, and everybody laughed, and I was like, okay, all right, I can make that joke and nobody will get upset, and it's like nobody gets offended easily, but I'm not good enough at my job yet where I feel like it's like, what does he just come over and fucking talk shit and then he doesn't
I don't
go
think
to
people
work?
are like that anymore.
All right,
I am like that though in my head.
Tommy Two Street, do you want me to sum up what Matt just said?
Please, if you could.
He's just gonna call me a bitch.
He's a pussy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Shit, I
am.
already knew.
People have been now starting to make fun of me at work
Oh,
because
you got to let the freak flag fly, man.
I I don't mind if they make fun of me. They make fun of me for, we were talking about this, for showing up to work on time and actually working. And he's laughing so hard because
Matt's a fucking Boy Scout. Shocker.
Oh, no, it's because we have the worst work ethic of probably any place I've ever been in my entire life, and that's saying something. I won't get into that
but
because I
that's
feel like somebody's going to get arrested for time fraud.
That's what, but that's the military. That's what I bitch about a lot. I wouldn't say people have a bad work ethic. It's just that a 10-hour day is a lot of day to be doing
Anything.
so it's like this. It's like one job could be really hard and take 4 hours of your time, but it's tough. And then you're like, okay, well, I can't start this next job yet because this next job is going to take me 7 hours or something.
Well,
so it's
not
like
actually 10 hours. Well, because
you're right.
So this is how our workday works out. Ready? We go into work at 6. There's a meeting until 7.
Yeah.
Realistically,
yeah, I fucking hate it.
we don't really do anything until probably about 7:15.
Okay, you guys don't.
Work for
me and
I don't know.
me and my other coworker do.
Probably about an hour or so. So get to about 8:15.
Yeah, the wheels start turning.
Yeah, and then we have pre-break break.
as everyone should.
Yeah, because you really
you
can't,
have pre-break.
You can't get into anything like as the Magnificent Tommy was saying. You can't get into anything, before something starts.
Yeah,
I guess you can't get into anything before it starts.
Exactly.
Can you?
That makes sense. Just go ahead and push the fucking button.
Yeah,
Just go ahead and
I
push
was
the
like,
fucking button.
that's fucking military logic if I've ever heard it. You can't finish. You can't start anything until it's.
Yeah, and then we have a 45-minute,
classic
15-minute
double
break.
talk.
That is. So just sign here for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I won't get into the rest of the day because, like I said, somebody's getting arrested for time fraud.
Yeah.
I do a couple things the moment I sit down, but they're very like nothing I do is labor intensive, so I can't really speak on that.
See, and ours is and we're in a hot ass hangar all day. They open the fucking doors, so I was so. Remember who asked me if I was cold? One of you guys asked me if I was cold because I had my shirt off.
did.
I had to come home. I worked out at work because we're allowed in like 45 minutes technically a day.
It's 3 hours a week.
Yeah, to work out. But sometimes you're too busy. Like there have been days where I'm working the straight 10 hours and I don't have time to work out, and then I just come home and I work out. But I had time today because we finished one job and we literally couldn't start another one. So I took my time to go work out, and I was just so fucking disgustingly sweaty. I had to come home, shower, and just like I was just trying to air out. And it's like a little chilly in the house right now.
Yeah,
but
that's something you just don't get used to.
Yeah.
The heat. Yeah.
Well, it's the elements. I mean, because I've been in that hangar too when it's cold, and like when we were in Kosovo, it gets pretty fucking cold. And me and my coworker overseas, Paul, him and me would be trying to solder a coax cable, and there's a fucking foot of snow on the ground, and we're shivering our asses off.
Dude, I hate when I try to solder a coax cable and there's snow on the ground.
That is a very, very common problem to
Drives
have.
me nuts.
Yeah, lots of people have that problem, I feel like.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic, but I will move on.
I want to get back to the Marines. I'm interested in that.
Okay, well, so yeah, joined at 17, shipped it slightly after my 18th birthday. My only real job I've ever had where I got a paycheck that wasn't from the government, that wasn't sucking off the teat of the government. I was a manager at a paintball field.
Oh,
Dope.
yeah. You've always had fucking cool jobs.
Yeah, well, so we'll sum up my Marine Corps career. I was trained to do something that I didn't do.
Okay.
Boom.
So
Military.
I thought I was going to be a gun bunny. I wanted to be an armorer, and
What are those things? Civilian here. Hello.
I wanted to fix
It's where you
guns.
Okay.
So I was like,
strap guns to bunnies.
Yes, that is 100% it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I wanted
That's
to.
what he's known as in the clubs.
Okay.
I wanted to fix guns. I wanted to play with them. That's what I wanted my Marine Corps career to be. I'm so glad I didn't do that because you get locked into, and you basically get locked in a vault, and you don't actually get to fix anything. You just count stuff over and over again and clean things.
Yeah.
So
Sounds maddening.
it's horrendous. I have friends that did it. What was that?
She's honey, Did you just say something to us?
No, I'm talking to Aria.
Oh.
She's talking to the cat. Go on.
So I ended up being a machinist, and when they told me I was a machinist, I had two comments. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I didn't know that was an option. And what the fuck is a machinist?
It's that movie with Christian Bale. Mm-hmm. You never seen The
Oh
Machinist?
yeah, where he's like all tiny and shit.
He gets very small.
Yeah.
No,
You know
it
what
was
his-
not a crash and burn, Tommy.
All right, you're
It's a
right.
very good movie.
You know what his diet was when he got ready for that movie when he lost all that weight? He had a
Your
can.
dick and balls?
He had a can of tuna a day
Really?
Wow.
to lose all that weight.
Sounds fishy to
That's
me.
not many
Go on.
And he's back.
Oh! I'm never left. I just... My joke meter is just broken at this job. Once I'm
you've
a
been
year
off-
in...
No, don't wait a year.
You've
what I'm
been-
saying is once I'm good enough at the job where I can confidently like a lot of you guys can just they're like, oh, go change this thing out, and you're like, oh, okay, I got that. Me, I'm looking in the book, I'm following somebody else, somebody's teaching me how to do it. If I start fucking talking shit, like the person teaching me is gonna be like, does this no, sit here and learn.
They're not going to do that.
No, dude, you have to understand. The person is going to help you more.
That's
when
right.
you start talking
Because
shit.
because then they can relate to you and they can get a feel for who you actually are instead of this facade you're trying to put on for nobody but yourself.
It's not even a facade. I just want to
not
get
that it's,
good
like,
at
fake.
my job
Like
first.
a filter.
Yes, much better said.
Yeah,
A filter.
But so it's funny you said the two personalities thing. Literally everyone in the Army has told me that when they meet me.
Mm-hmm.
They go, you're such a good soldier. What are you doing in the Army, first of all? Because then they go and see my band or see me just be wild and out. Yeah, they everybody has said that same exact thing. But I like to keep that whole part hidden because I
It's for you.
I like the Army and I don't want them to use my weird lifestyle against me.
against
No, they
against you how?
Ah, well, okay, I guess
They could.
somebody could be a jackass.
But of course,
You have to be a real big old fucking ass.
look at what happened to me overseas. Somebody said something about one of my tattoos, and we had to have fucking 50 meetings about why I have nude women tattooed on me.
because
Be
I'm
trifling.
fucking sick and awesome. Because I'm fucking awesome
They
and
do,
cool.
dude.
That's why, dummy.
Oh man,
That's what I
should
would've
have used
said.
that argument. Tommy.
Meeting
You sure
over.
it's not.
That wasn't anyway. He forget.
Oh, fuck.
He forgets what buttons. Yeah, now he's
Yeah.
doing that thing.
Brother, this guy stinks!
That's a good button.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, that's a really good button.
Only use it sparingly.
But
You should have just told them because I'm so much cooler than all of you. That's why I have these cool tattoos.
that is a good line.
So you were a machinist counting things.
Yeah.
With Christian Bale.
I could promise you that my Marine Corps career is nothing like the movie The Machinist.
Yeah.
I'll just throw that out there in case
you
somebody
sure?
gets something mixed up.
It's not possible. Why?
You didn't
is
hire a
not
prostitute and then just cry in her arms? Because I feel like you did.
I
kinda do
probably
that.
did
Yeah,
so- I probably did
you were
something-
stationed in Japan for quite some
I
time.
probably
Hold
did
on.
something quite a
Hold
bit
on.
like that.
Hold on. There's too much shit. Like, you can't just throw shit in there. He has to get to it.
Oh, we'll get it. Okay, so
Jesus.
Where was I? Okay, so
Who knows?
the United States government paid somewhere around $100,000 to train me on additive and
Subtractive.
subtractive manufacturing, CAD CAM software, computer like design and making things out of metal, all this different stuff. And then they promptly sent me to a place that did not have a machine shop.
Great.
So 50 weeks, 2 weeks shy of a full year
Oh my god.
in training. And they sent me to a place that did not have a machine shop.
Excellent.
So-
Excellent job.
If for the listeners out there that haven't spent a significant amount of time with the government, they're not efficient.
What? Are you
And this isn't like just a me problem. There
Yeah.
were 5 other machinists in my unit with me at the time without a machine shop.
Bonkers. What'd you guys do all day?
So I wouldn't, going back, I wouldn't change anything because I
Okay.
got to do some really cool stuff because I
Yeah.
wasn't doing my job. So I have like 1,500 hours in a forklift,
Okay, yeah.
which is a lot of fun, especially the big forklifts. Got to operate literally every piece of heavy equipment under the sun. I was a heavy equipment mechanic. I got to play with dry gap and wet gap bridging systems. So these gigantic ferry bridge pieces that you put together and you float tanks across a river.
Oh.
Yeah, like
That's cool.
like 25-foot jet boats, dual inboard motor jet boats, like big ass fucking things. Zodiacs. Learned some welding. Did maintenance management. I was the platoon sergeant as a E4. Admin. Everything under the sun.
All kinds of shit.
Yeah, I touched it at some point during my Marine Corps career. I went to Korea twice for about a year between the two of them.
Which one?
No, he's saying
really close to.
Which
really
Korea?
close to North Korea, but South Korea.
Okay.
So I spent a couple months along the DMZ. We were building fire breaks.
Okay.
So there's if you're ever like going through a piece of land that's untouched and all of a sudden there's a wide road that's cut down the middle of it,
It's because of something like that?
it's for a fire break.
Okay.
So all it is to prevent wildfires from hopping from
spreading?
one side to
Okay.
each other.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Man,
it's-
we sure could use a couple of those in California.
They're not allowed to cut them.
Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah, so one of the issues with California's wildfires is that no one's allowed to cut or clear old lumber.
Okay.
That's you could. I'm certain if you,
Another bureaucratic nightmare that
I won't-
we
I
have
won't get
nothing
into
to do with. So
yeah, I won't get into that. But
So moving forward, you got on the Marines.
yeah, I
and
caught
then-
the last year of Obama downsizing. I was denied reenlistment.
you were denied
Oh,
reenlistment.
you were injured.
No, I caught the last year of downsizing. They downsized my job, obviously, because if they sent 5 dudes to a place that they didn't have any fucking equipment to
They're
do
like,
their
hey,
job.
wait a minute.
Yeah, maybe we
I
don't
did it
need
wrong.
these. Yeah, like
Holy shit.
this would be like if you worked for, if like you applied to McDonald's corporate and they're like, yeah, we need a fry cook, and McDonald's sent you to Milwaukee to learn how to become a fry cook
For a year.
and then for a year, and then by the time that they realize that you're done training and they're going to send you to St. Louis, the McDonald's in St. Louis was like, hey, we actually just turned in all of our fryers. We don't need fry cooks.
And you're like, but I'm here.
Yeah, and then your manager's sitting there is like, well, we have to pay you because McDonald's corporate says we have to pay you. You're just going to run a register.
Great.
Yeah.
Like that is my Marine Corps career.
Okay. So you get out, or you're unfortunately you're downsized.
Yep.
That's so strange.
Yeah, so denied reenlistment, honorable discharge, and that was August of 2017.
Oh my
Damn.
God. That wasn't even that long ago.
I joined the National Guard in December of 2017. It took me less than 6 months to realize that I hate normal people.
yeah.
And this was not something I wanted to do. So I got out, and when you get off active duty, you get your state's full unemployment benefits. So I had a little bit of savings, and I was trying to figure out what the hell I wanted to do, and was working some cash jobs, doing some general contracting.
This and that.
Unsurprisingly, being 6'7", I could find jobs to put sheetrock on ceilings really fucking easy.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that job really sucks. And there we go.
Did it click
It
out?
did. It cut out on me for a second.
Oh.
But
So you were just doing general contracting. See, I didn't know that part about you.
yeah.
So you're pretty good at drywall then?
You've done labor too,
No.
is what you're saying.
Oh, you're not.
no,
Okay.
no. I'm an extremely poor electrician.
Okay.
So I actually almost burnt a property down
Holy fuck.
because I installed a ceiling fan wrong.
Oh shit.
So the inspector came in and tried to flip the switch, and it didn't work. And I do a lot of I did quite a bit of demo. Actually, what really flipped
I'm more of your break stuff guy.
yeah, what really flipped the switch for me with hey, I don't want to do this job anymore was I got hired to. My aunt is a real estate agent, and I was going into one of the properties that she was managing to do some rehab stuff so it could be sold. And there was this smell in this house that I couldn't get rid of. I mean, I ripped out all the carpet, all of the
Was the smell you?
No.
Oh, I was like,
There was a
Let him
dead
get
cat
to it.
in the dryer.
The dryer.
No, the washing machine. Sorry, there's a dead
Oh.
cat in the washing machine. So there was like a shelf above the washer and the dryer that had a bunch of shit on it, and
detergents and shit.
yeah,
Sure.
and the previous occupant, before they left, had literally put clothes in the washing machine, allowed to fill it up, and left the lid open. And
Oh,
the cat
fuck,
fell
the cat
out.
got in.
The cat
Dude.
fell off the shelf because there was other shit from the shelf in the washing machine, and the cat literally drowned. So, and this was
Dude.
like, no one had lived in this house for 3 months before
man.
I came in to do work on it. So yeah, that was kind of my last straw of I really don't want to do this shit. Was
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to get a dead cat and a bunch of other random crap and some laundry and the washing machine, honestly, because they wanted me to clean the washing machine, but I was like, the washing
This
machine's
thing's gotta go.
broken.
Come to find out, it actually is out of service
Yeah.
and it has to go.
Oh my
Sorry, this washing machine is broken.
God.
Couldn't be helped.
Yeah, that was so.
Nothing we could do.
Yeah, talked to all the other services. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Got denied from the. I really wanted to do Coast Guard because
They have the life, bro.
oh, they do have the life,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't have had to go to basic training or anything like that. And I was like,
Ooh, that's a big fucking plus.
Dude, I would have like.
Once you are a Marine,
You don't have to go to anybody.
you don't
else's
have to
basic
go to
training.
anybody else's
Really?
basic. Army is the same, except for if you wanted to go from Army to Marines, you'd still have to go
Yep.
to Marines basic training.
Well, it's different.
They
right?
say it's different. They say it's harder.
that
But
I've heard that Coast
No, it probably
Guard
is.
is the hardest basic training.
that is the
I've heard that as well.
what? No way.
Yes.
Yes
There's
way.
no fucking
And from
way.
the videos that I've seen, it's probably up there. Well, so arguably the Coast Guard has the most consistent demand on their daily life of any of the services.
Huh.
And I say services, not branches, because the Coast Guard isn't a branch of the military. It's a part of the
Mm-hmm.
Department of Homeland Security.
Okay.
For a while, it was under the Department of Transportation. So
Could have fooled me. I would have thought it was like Navy
Yeah,
or some
I don't.
shit.
I don't think, dude. Even their PT test is a joke compared to ours.
Apparently not.
But I mean, they have a significant stateside mission. Obviously, they don't go anywhere. Well, they have in the past. I won't say that, but they have a significant stateside mission. They have the most demand on their day-to-day life of any of the services that are in a non-deployed condition.
That's
because
surprising.
well, no, if you think about it,
They,
right?
they do a lot.
There is a
Like-
lot of coast, so
Yeah.
They also pick up like the human traffickers, and they'll
Yeah,
open up containers,
true.
and there's just people in there
And
shit.
cocaine.
And cocaine. Yeah, lots of drugs.
Lots of drugs.
I mean, I just got through season 2 of The Wire again, and that's
Oh,
what
fuck.
it starts off with.
It's a
so.
good show.
Great show. Love
Great
it.
show.
We can talk about that for sure. Anyway, so they
Baltimore.
denied you. The Coast Guard said no.
Yeah, I'm too tall for the whole service.
Too
What
tall.
the fuck?
Yeah, I had 2 separate recruiters tell me that the unwaverable max height for the entire Coast Guard is 6'5".
That's insane.
Really?
Because
That
anything
is-
above that, you don't fit on the boats.
Oh, what?
That's fair. I get it.
what?
Yeah.
I
dude.
guess I get it. Whatever. That stinks.
So there's your anecdote. I joined the National Guard to be a pilot, and I realized I really don't want to be a pilot.
Oh, so that's why you joined the Guard to
Yeah.
be a. I was wondering,
Yep.
dude. You guys all like when especially meeting you guys for the first time 2 years ago. I was like, these guys fucking love aviation. I just got put there. I didn't choose aviation. I was supposed to be a vehicle mechanic. and
That's
then
what you told me when you wanted to start.
What, it's what I was. I got to this unit, and then they were like, "Hey, we need you to do this instead." Which, yeah,
You're
It's
like
different
a
world.
motor is a motor.
it's totally different.
It's a
But,
different.
yeah.
It's a very different world. Like, you could talk, especially the guys that go active. I mean, if you talk to the guy that he works with every day, Carl, he was guard and then went active, and then he's back to guard.
Yeah.
So that should kind of tell you everything you need to know about.
active duty
about
life
active
is
duty of that.
fucking trash.
He
dude.
literally tried it and then came back to right where he started.
Yeah.
And has said that he never should have left. So that should kind of tell you where you're at. But
National Guard typically anybody who's listening is probably like going to be so mad about this who's active duty, but typically we are better at our jobs. We come from
to amend that, if you have a job that is what you are doing in the National Guard in the civilian world, then you will be better at your job because you're more consistent.
sure.
But if your job is a pilot or your job is a avionics technician,
Yeah.
and you're laying concrete in your civilian life,
Sure. You're probably not going to be great at avionics, just like me. I was not very good at avionics because I didn't do it every day. once I got overseas and I was doing it every day.
So keep telling us how good it is to be National Guard instead of.
Well, it is better to be National Guard in my opinion because I've lived active duty life, being in reclass schools, and I've been away from home so fucking much. It's shit.
I can honestly say I miss active duty. The biggest reason is it's simple, if that makes sense.
You were also young and single.
Yeah, if you're young and single,
it's probably a party if you're young and single. I was older than everybody and married.
Well, it's not only that. It's like, I mean, I've had this joke for a long time where if I wanted to wake up on active duty and on the second day of the month, the day after I got my paycheck, go out and blow the entire thing on strippers, I could.
Mm-hmm. You'll still have a place to.
I still have a place to stay. I still have 3 meals a day.
True.
My electric's not going to go off. My heat and air conditioning's not going to go off. I'm not going to run out of toilet paper.
You have realistically no overhead.
No.
So
So it's simple.
And they do.
Oh, I did.
They
This wasn't a hypothetical.
God, dude. Yo, we learned about this. We learned about this guy today who he blew off his friends when they were stationed.
He blew his friends?
Sounds like a real nice guy.
Oh.
He's a pretty nice guy. He blew off his friends to go hang out with this stripper he thought liked him. And
they all like you.
Yeah.
I learned that a couple episodes ago.
Of course, yeah. They
I didn't realize how bad it was until a couple episodes ago.
Yeah. So he blows off his friends and he goes to try and hang out with this stripper. Of course, she doesn't show up to the place they meet.
What?
And all
Are
I
you
could
kidding
think,
me?
Yeah, I know, bro. That's what I said, and I said that's how you know
Weird.
he's from fucking Middletown, bro. Like, it's just yeah. They're unexposed to.
Little privilege.
Sheltered, you could say.
So yeah, so you've been in the Guard now for 6 years.
17 is 5 years, right?
2017.
Yeah, it'll be 5 this year.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah.
Now who can't do years?
Still you,
Apparently not.
but yeah, that me.
Yeah. I'm slouching
That's
more
okay.
and more.
That's all right.
Slowly,
Get
I've been
comfortable.
sliding down my
That's
seat here.
That's fine.
We're not going anywhere. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, so I fell into a full-time job, basically.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I also fell into a full-time job. I
Ass
got very
first.
lucky. Yeah, I took that shit. I really didn't think I was gonna get that job,
I knew
and Jay
you were gonna
helped
get the
me
job.
big time with all my paperwork stuff. He knows how to speak Army,
Okay.
and he was the reason I got the job. He really helped me put together all the applications.
I'm good at resumes.
You're very good at
There
resumes,
you go.
and I had never had to put a resume together before.
Well, resumes are cool because it's basically like creative writing and bullshitting at
Yep.
the same time.
Sure is.
I don't really know much about it.
Yeah.
So-
Resumes are like,
Resumes are easy.
yeah.
If
If you
you-
can bullshit.
Yes.
But yeah, he came over. We spent like 4 hours just sitting in my computer, and he was like, "Say it more like this," and then he would just like kind of show me how to write it, basically, and I was extremely thankful. It was awesome.
What
yeah.
else?
I have so much to talk about. I don't even know what time it is.
Wait.
It's time to talk about some shit,
I have a
obviously.
bone to pick with both of you.
Oh yeah, please.
Pick it.
Infidel Jeepers.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Explain
What
fucking
the
please.
What? Yeah, please.
I
don't get it.
somebody.
They are. The name is super cringe.
Oh
That
yeah,
is
it
100%.
hurts.
I don't get the whole Jeep thing.
Saw another one today. Keep
Right?
going.
I don't get the whole Jeep thing. I don't understand why you buy a $60,000 vehicle, spend $20,000 putting shit on it, only to have a vehicle worth $40,000.
Dude,
and also
no
to never
fucking
actually
kidding.
take it off roading.
Right. I don't understand it.
They
Take
drive
off-roading.
up and like perch the cars on rocks and shit.
Yes.
And they
on
make
like
the
angles.
headlights look angry.
They take. I saw that too.
like a no fear T-shirt.
I see. Just a Jeep Wrangler. I see like five.
Okay,
or, 5 to
what's
10
your
No,
bone
I
to
get
pick
it. I get
with
it. No,
this?
no,
Like
he's
this fucking
let him go.
dumbass
Let him
thing?
keep going. Let him keep going.
I already see like 5 to 10 Wranglers a day. You know that the Jeep Wrangler has consistently been on like any fill in the blank car magazine 20 most unreliable cars every year.
Oh, JD Power and Associates.
Much JD Power, Auto Trader,
Who is
car.
JD?
It's they're
Jason
they pay
Dorian.
for it.
Ah yes.
From Scrubs.
Ah yes, Jason Dorian Power.
Yes.
All right, what's your bone?
What's the bone?
They are some of the nicest people I've ever met.
Oh my god!
Did
Did we both just
did
do
it
that at the
fucking
same time?
All right.
All right.
No, I'm serious.
Stinks!
So I gotta stand
Who
up for
cares?
them. I don't spend a lot of time with them, but
There you go.
Somebody's got to,
That's why you
I
think
have
they're nice.
seen them throw thousands and thousands of dollars at charities, at charity benefit events, and every single time I've been to a funeral at the Delaware Veterans Cemetery, they've had a line of Jeeps with American flags with people standing in the back of the room.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, that's nice.
So, is it super fucking cringe? Yes.
Okay.
100%.
But just because you
But-
donate to charities and shows up at funerals, does that make you a nice person?
No, but it doesn't
There
make
you
you
go.
a piece of shit.
Doesn't
It
make the
makes-
Catholic Church very nice either, and look at them.
No, they
Oh!
they just suck up money.
Yeah.
They suck a lot of things. That was such a fucking easy joke to rip. I don't. I'm mad at myself for making
Oh,
that
you
joke.
know what? Aside, like, that's good that they do something like that, because from the non-infidel Jeeper side, everybody else,
They look
me,
like a bunch of fucking tools.
I'm like, look at that nerd.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Those guys
you
are
can keep thinking
wangs,
it.
bro.
So if someone's doing something like that, fine.
I only bring it up because you guys have shit on them like 6 times
Yeah.
in different episodes.
It's going to be 6 more.
It's gonna be 6, 7, 8.
Don't show
9.
up to my funeral, infidel jeepers.
Explain this to me, military men.
But are they military or are they like
I'm
those
asking you. I'm
paramilitary?
asking
Oh,
you
you're
guys a
asking
question right
us
now.
right now.
If you wait, you'll hear it.
Oh my
Explain.
God, this guy,
The
am I right?
sass.
Explain the flag in the car, or the flag flying off the back of a truck.
To show you they're
Explain that to
American.
me.
I don't.
Why the
I
fuck
am
does that?
a
Why is that
true
everywhere?
Why is it?
American.
Why is it a military themed thing? Why would you have?
Yeah, why
to
are you
ask
asking
that?
us?
Well,
You're
you're
an
more
American.
as two people who have chosen
an
to
American?
two people who've chosen to serve this country. I would think that you're already more patriotic than somebody who's just doing that for symbolism.
No, it's a job, dude.
Like,
I
right,
would say I'm
but
pretty patriotic, but I know nothing about like Jay is extremely patriotic, but he also understands like the fucking Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights and all this shit, and he's like really good at the law. I said to the reason I joined, I was like, oh, this country's fucked up. Maybe if I join, I can less fuck it, just like a little bit.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've guided a couple of people that I've met and they've been like, oh, maybe you're kind of onto something.
both of those things sound like things the opposite of what someone flying a flag off the back of their truck would do.
I don't know.
Because I don't see flags flying off the back of
typically-
either of your cars.
No, but typically those people know more about the fucking laws than anybody. It's like criminals.
Oh,
It's like
flying a flag off the back of a truck?
Yeah.
I would not say that anybody who flies an American flag off the back of a vehicle down the highway knows anything about laws, because I'm pretty sure it's illegal.
Okay.
oh,
Proving my
interesting.
point.
See,
It's a real knucklehead move, is what I'm saying.
I think that everyone has their own interpretation of what the American flag means.
Yeah.
And
these colors don't run.
That's some people, sure.
well, I mean, if you put an American flag in the wash with some whites, I'm pretty sure it's gonna run. Okay,
Yo,
that was a terrible joke. I'm so sorry. That was a terrible joke.
I thought that
I'm
was
so
funny.
sorry.
I thought
that was very funny. I was talking to a coworker today, and he was talking about he was just depressed being at work, and and he's like, I can't put on this face anymore, yada yada yada, and I was like, hey man,
I wouldn't put your face on either.
No, I said, what did I say? Oh, it was all gave some, but some gave all,
Okay.
and he was like, God damn it,
Dumbest thing I've ever heard.
yeah, no, it's. I mean, you'll see that on like if you walk around some of the army bases, like in the weird like outskirts of the bases where like nobody goes. There's like random statues of boots and weapons and shit, and then it'll say that on there. And I'm like,
that's
yeah.
an old one.
That's
It's
a memorial
It's a
thing,
very
right?
old. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very old
Well,
memorial
it's-
thing.
Well, I mean, it's the idea of just because you're a veteran doesn't mean you aren't a piece of shit.
Oh, most definitely.
Because, I mean, how many people do you know that you work with on a regular basis, even not on a regular basis? That are
Well,
just
we won't
massive-
talk about this.
Just are massive piece of shit. Like I've
because
known,
I'm looking.
Matt's still afraid
Oh
that
my
nobody
God.
likes him.
It's been a crazy week.
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
No, I know. But
Whoa, big mystery.
no, not really. But it's just
Will they? Won't they?
we've been deployed with people where they have these amazing military careers, and then you find out about the things they've done in their personal lives, and you're like,
They're horrible.
are you how? Like only you would survive in the military,
Dude,
like and nowhere else.
Everyone's people too. You know what I mean?
Everyone's people.
Well, I mean, I went to Arlington over the weekend. Walked the tour,
cool.
saw the Changing the Guard, and the tour guide that I was with was talking about how there's somebody in Arlington that's buried with all 3 of his wives.
Okay.
That's fucked up.
And
I
then
mean, yeah.
there's
Well, are they Mormon?
No, they was at different times.
I'm sorry.
And
what?
so he had a plot in Arlington.
Yeah.
He has a plot.
He had a plot.
So his final wishes are.
Well,
be-
so the rules now for Arlington are different than they were. This
Okay.
was a while ago.
Okay, this is all
So
okay.
if you qualified for a plot a while
Oh.
back, then if your family died ahead of you, they could be buried with you.
Okay.
Okay.
And his wives kept dying before him.
That's a little suspicious.
Oh,
so
and
they-
they're getting put
they
in his
just-
family plot or whatever.
Well, but the thing at Arlington is they stack them on top of each other. So and then
What?
the service
That's how they
member-
keep those
the
neat
service
rows.
members on the
Fuck.
bottom. So that means that like his wife died and they kept stacking them up, and then when he went in, they pulled
They gotta
the 3
dig 'em.
out and put him in, and then put the 3 back on top of him.
Well,
That's an orgy. Dead ass.
Oh my god,
Full of terrible jokes tonight.
that's a great joke.
Dead ass. I hate when people say that.
you just said it 3
I
times.
did.
several times.
I was trying to be funny. It did not work. I apologize. to
Well,
the
aside
listeners,
from
and-
this mystery drama or crazy shit.
No. I wanted.
So get into it then, damn it.
All right, let me
Fuck.
fucking tell you about my crazy week. First of all, we went to New York City on Saturday. Just decided to go. We took the bus on 4th Street. You ever fucking taken the bus from 4th Street to New York City? Either of
It's
you?
like so
so
back
it's
in
like
the
$30. It's super cheap.
I'm taking the train.
oh, forget
Yeah, the train's awesome.
Forget I said
and it's really
anything.
nice. So the bus is super cheap.
It used to be $10.
Yeah, it's
What?
30. It used to be
It was
$10.
$10 from
yeah.
Wilmington to New York
Yeah,
City.
That's right.
Yeah. But
Wow.
dude, the
Used to be.
conditions,
Used to
bro,
be. Used
the
to be.
fucking conditions of this bus are like
It's raggedy.
It's so raggedy. It
was
feels like
raggedy
it's
back
gonna.
then.
It's the same bus.
Uh-huh.
It's the same. The floors haven't changed. They look like the DZ Discovery Zone for kids floors. The bathroom is literally just a metal hole that there's no way you can even put your butt cheeks on it. It's like curved. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like if you need to poop and it's filled to the top with shit and toilet paper. It's never been emptied since the bus has been inceptualized. Fucking. So I'm trying to
You
piss.
chose to do this?
Yeah, because it's really cheap transport to New York City, and you don't have
Sounds
to park
like it.
anywhere. And it's fun. But Liz and I didn't get to sit next to each other. And
This sounds like a setup.
no.
This
So
sounds like a terrible day.
no, it was awesome. Once we got to New York, it's only a 2-hour ride.
Convince
And
us otherwise. So far you're
What I'm
losing.
saying is, it was a very silly morning. You had homeless guys trying to get on the bus that just loaded their bags on.
Cool.
And they were like, and the lady was like,
I'm coming.
No, you can't come on. Where's your ticket? And he's like, no, we're good.
That's
Come on.
right.
He's trying to get his friend and I'm looking at everybody. I'm scanning them up and doing an ocular assessment.
Come on,
of,
boy. You're too green. I'm trying to make you brown.
And he was like, his friend was all fucked up looking, had like one shoe that was duct taped together and a cauliflower ear. And I was like,
He's been through something.
This guy's all fucked up there. Everybody,
life.
you're hanging out with bums as you're waiting for the bus, so you don't know who's getting on and who's not. Like it's some of the shit will surprise you. So then we
Okay.
ride there, and I was next to a nice woman, and then it looked like there was like a theater group there too. These kids were like maybe 19, 20, something like barely in college or something. They were like a theater group, and they were sitting with all these people that were just like. Just awful. And so anyway, we get to New York. It was awesome. We went and saw Beetlejuice on Broadway. That was really
All right, that's fucking
really cool. That's where I got this cool cup to the Twitchers out there. And we saw Beetlejuice. Then we ate at the Beetle House, which if you guys don't know, there's one in LA and there's one in New York, and it's a Tim Burton themed restaurant. And it's fun. It's very expensive, but it's fun. It's like $55 a person, but that's what they charge and then you get a appetizer, a regular meal, and a dessert. Yeah, and
It's not terrible.
but it's 55. Like that's what you like prepay or something. So Liz made the reservation, all this stuff. So anyway, so we do that. We come home. It was kind of like a crazy day. The next morning, I go to. They keep putting the fucking wrong mail in my mailbox. And I'm like, all right, I'll just go run this letter across the street, which I still have not done, by the way. I go to walk outside. 7 armed police officers are on my lawn with M4s rifles, and they're in ballistic gear. And I'm like,
This is when you got...
this is Sunday, like, morning, bro.
Okay.
And
You're like,
I'm like,
what's up,
what's
guys?
going on? So they're like on our lawn, and I'm just watching them, and they're not here for us because I'm screaming. I'm like, Liz, get your ass down here! You got to see this.
Why the fuck would you make her get down there?
Because I needed her to see. I was like,
Why?
to see all the armed cops on our front lawn.
Why don't you
whatever.
live stream it? You could have gone viral.
I thought about it, but I didn't know what was about to go down. So we have a very awesome nosy neighbor next door. She's like this awesome crazy cat lady, and she knows like everything that goes on in the neighborhood.
Meow 72.
Yeah, meow 72. So she tells us she thinks there's an unstable woman walking around the neighborhood with a rifle.
Obviously,
Oh, sweet.
the call would
She
there
was-
would have to be somebody armed for them to show up like that.
So she
No.
was. So she.
No.
Haven't you seen the news? So
No, I don't watch them.
So she was right. So I'm looking outside.
So I was right too then, dummy.
What?
I just said she's probably armed if they're showing up.
I'm telling
Anyway.
you.
Well,
Yeah.
no, you said that she would had to be armed.
And
for them to
and
show
we're
up.
saying no, really doesn't, because what I'm about to tell you, Tommy Two Streets, is going to kind of blow your mind and disprove you. So I see this woman on her front porch sitting with her head in her fucking hands, just smoking a cigarette, and she's like yelling at the cops. What I think I heard was, "You're not real cops," screaming at them, and they were going,
Nice.
yeah, we are. And then we heard what we thought was a gunshot, and then they kind of start to scatter and get into their grouping, and they send 2 guys around back and 2 guys around another side, and then I just see her, and I'm watching her, and she's unarmed still, so I don't know what's going on. And they have to walk up, and they go get her, and they have all their shields and all their shit going on, and they end up getting her. And I thought there was going to be a
Okay.
fucking shootout on our front lawn. It was wild. I got yelled at by a cop. He's like, "Get away from the door!" And I'm watching. I'm like,
I'd be like, fuck you, buddy. This is my house.
yeah, that's what I'll say.
That's crazy.
That's fun.
It was wild, dude. And then let me tell you about last night. Yeah, Tuesday night. This
It
was
was fun. Don't stop
fucking
this week.
horrible,
Shit.
dude. All right, so
It's been hot as balls at work too.
it's been very hot. Yes. Oh yeah, just in general.
Yeah.
It's been very very hot at work.
Yo, it's hot too. I reposted that today. That's
Oh
so
my
funny.
god. So last night I had band practice in North Wilmington, and I'm taking a back street to come home. Not a back street, but like a darker road. And
Literally today.
and I see a deer in the breakdown lane on the
Yo,
opposite side.
Fucking deer have been
Live
going.
deer?
Huh?
Live deer?
Oh yeah, he was alive.
The deer
and
have been
he's
going
struggling.
buck wild lately.
Yeah, but
Hey, push the button.
I have seen like fucking 10.
okay, so somebody hit this deer and left it. Dude, and I know we're laughing now, but I'm gonna
I'm laughing
No, because of the car crash sound. I know exactly.
Oh, that's so ironic.
So I'm not laughing at this deer. So I pull over. This
I
deer
will.
is, its legs are broken. It's struggling to. It's trying to get over this curb. It is
Yeah.
bleeding all over the place. I'm like, dude, I can't leave this deer just dying like this. Like,
As opposed to what?
well, I'm gonna tell you. So I pulled over. I was like, maybe I can help it up the curb, but I was like, oh fuck, its legs are broken. What do I do? So I'm calling Liz because she knows usually what to do with like nature situations. So she gives me a number to call. Then they send me to another person. Then this person sends me to another person until finally somebody's like, hey, you actually have to call 911 and
That's
they will
right.
put the deer out.
Down.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
they send a cop out to shoot it.
and they fucking did, and I waited with the deer. I pet the deer. I was like, I didn't want to leave that deer alone, dude.
God.
And they came by. They were like 2 good old boys, and they fucking blew this deer's brains out.
Yep.
And I waited, and I stood there, and its blood was just everywhere, bro. And it's like, it's so, this isn't funny, But to me, I'm having this horrible experience.
I actually
think
can't. I'm sorry.
what?
No.
Oh no! I don't care. I guess I would say what maybe like 50% of the population of the United States hunts. Would it be 50?
It's got to be lower than that.
Lower
No
than that?
way.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Maybe 20.
All right. Well, let's
so what percentage of the population lives in an urban area?
in an urban
ton.
area.
An urban area.
A
Yeah, but
ton.
people who live in urban areas still hunt.
It's not common because
You don't think so?
No.
Because
No.
they travel somewhere to go
it's
hunt.
more difficult.
It's
It's definitely more difficult. But what I'm saying is, to a lot of people, this is like a normal everyday thing that doesn't affect them. I'm having one of those like Jim Morrison moments where like he's like, I saw a dead Native American on the side of the road, and it spoke to me and all this stuff. And then like his parents come out and they were like, yeah, we don't know where he got that from. We saw like an ambulance pulled over. Maybe there was a Native American person being put in the back of an ambulance. And I'm having this horrible experience. I'm like sitting with this dying deer and this cop.
It sounds like you let this traumatize you.
Yeah, you.
I mean, I didn't. I'm fine, but I was sad. I don't like seeing animals get killed. I mean, I don't eat animals. I get like so upset that humans. Everybody's like, yeah, well, you got to kill deer. The population is out of control. I'm like, yeah, it's out of control because we killed all their natural predators.
It's the circle of life.
That's true. I'll tell you that.
All right, never mind. Fuck my deer story. Fuck you both.
I'll raise your deer story. I have a deer
you're
story
gonna
too.
one up my fucking deer story?
No, but I can relate
All right.
if you'll just fucking let me.
Go ahead, Jeepers.
So I hit a deer in October because
I remember.
yeah, remember? Well,
do.
I explained
I
where I
remember.
was.
Yeah.
And it was I was I was going away and just came out of fucking nowhere. I probably told this on the podcast, but
No.
this deer jumped out of literal, it seemed like thin air, because there was residential houses on the side of the street that I was on.
Are you like an interdimensional deer?
Maybe fucking a big ass fucker, I know that much.
Watch this the next season of Stranger Things right there.
So season 5 coming 2023 4.
Will is now a deer.
So I hit the deer. It fucking same thing. It like hobbles, like it's crawling to the side of the road, and I was like, fuck. I felt what you're feeling. I was like, you're not supposed to. This isn't supposed to happen to you.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do this. I feel fucking terrible. So I had to call. I called 911 because I just hit an animal.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's not true. First thing I did was call my insurance to make a claim.
Okay.
I was across the street from like an auxiliary Newcastle County police station.
Oh, nice.
And there was one happening to get in his car in the parking lot and saw the whole thing. So he called somebody. Another cop shows up and same thing. He was like, yeah, we're going to have to, take care of that deer. And I was like, okay, makes sense. And then like a minute later, he was like, all right, cover your ears. And I was like, what? And I was like, oh yeah. Same thing. He just took it out right there on the side of the road. And I was like, you're not supposed to go out like this, deer. This sucks.
Dude.
Fuck.
I feel like I'm listening to Marissa Tomei from My Cousin Vinny.
Why?
Which part of the movie?
Yeah, what?
They're out like in the middle.
It's a bullshit question.
No, they're what?
It's impossible to answer.
Oh, that was perfect. That was a perfect turnaround. I appreciate that.
A little Tia.
Dude.
Bam!
You're just a little Tia and you're taking a drink.
I was
out of your
also-
brain.
Brains are splattered all over the trees.
I was also pissed, like not pissed, but I wasn't even
I
the
was.
one that hit it. So other people
Oh
are like
my
pulling over and they're like,
God.
"Did you hit that deer?" And I was like,
Yeah. And I'll do it again,
No.
too.
And they're probably like, "What's this guy lying to me about hitting this deer?"
I've had a very different experience with deer than the both of you.
I can
Because
only
I
imagine.
grew up.
Can't wait to hear this.
No, I grew up in a rural area, so I've hit 9.
I've hit 2.
Yeah, I've hit 9, and
Holy
then 2 turkeys.
You hit 2 turkeys?
Yeah, well, turkeys are wild. I don't know if you've ever. They don't
I
like show
did.
up in a freezer section.
Thank you so much for that.
They're also
I just didn't know they were like just randomly.
Yeah, those are actually more dangerous than deer.
they're also
Oh my god.
wildly
They're big.
stupid.
Yeah.
Also,
yes, 100%.
they're so
They're
stupid.
really dumb, and they're
Is that why when people are dumb, you call them a jive ass turkey? Oh, I thought that was funny.
Excuse me, miss. I speak jive.
Brother, this guy stinks!
I have watched that movie in a long time. I need to watch that movie.
Wait, what movie? Was that?
Airplane.
It's Airplane, dude.
Oh, fuck, that's right. I have a drinking problem.
Keep going with the turkeys and the deer, please.
Oh no, so turkeys. If you hit a turkey on a road, it's essentially like hitting a bowling ball balanced on like 3
pins.
Jesus
pencils
Christ.
in the
A
holes.
bowling ball standing on 2 pins, ironically.
Yeah, no, that's basically what it is, and it's
God.
just it's a dense like You ever like be driving down the road and there's a piece of trash in the middle of the road and you like center your car over it and just like keep driving because you can't swerve all the way over it.
Yeah.
Right, so you don't
Been
try
there.
and hit it with your tires. You just kind of you hope it's not going to like get stuck underneath the car and drag it for about the next
Yeah.
3/4 of a mile, and then it just disintegrates or
Yep.
melts onto your fucking exhaust.
Something.
And well, so my buddy tried to do it, and it blew his
Tried to do this to a turkey.
yeah, tried to center a turkey because he was
Oh,
driving a
man.
big
He
jack
tried to
truck.
center a turkey.
Tried to
He's
center
driving
the
the-
car to.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
get it. I just why?
And it hit.
Oh, it was just came out too quickly.
It hit the U joint on his rear end and
fuck.
blew the drive shaft out of the back of his trans.
Holy shit.
Dude.
So it like fucked up the whole bottom of his car because if you hit the rear U joint on a car at while you're driving down the road, the drive shaft keeps spinning and it fucks up everything underneath the car.
Oh, boy.
So that was a bad day. But
shit.
yeah, no, I just left him. Honestly, I'll drag him off the side of the road, but I'm not. I mean, it's Sussex County. It's
It's going to happen.
yeah,
Damn,
a lot
dude.
more deer.
I've seen, well, to what I was saying, I've seen a fucking fuck ton of deer in the last like week or so. Everywhere. Every night I see one like creeping around the side of the road. And today I saw one with like 2 little babies. Two little babies. Like, oh, look at them.
I was really
Look at 'em go.
surprised.
This was
how
a baby
many
deer. This was a baby.
I would have felt pretty fucking bad about
yeah,
that.
it was awful.
Now, if it was like a full grown, like fuck up your car deer, I'd be like, yeah, serves you right. Nah.
Jesus, Tommy.
Not really.
I'm
I'm
really
just,
surprised by how many
I'm just
deer are
kidding.
in like pretty heavily trafficked areas up here.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Well, we
a
killed
fucking
off.
problem.
Well, we used to have a lot of wolves,
True.
and then we killed them all, and now
Yes.
deer, nothing killing them besides humans, and we can only kill them a certain
Well,
amount of time or whatever.
The population, the whitetail population in the United States is actually really, really well managed. Believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I
oh,
hit a
deer.
Oh, that gets a laugh. Oh
Yeah.
dear.
Aside from your deer story, what else is up, dude? What else is up, buddy? What
Well,
else
I
is
hit
on your mind,
I
baby?
hit a possum one time. Did I ever tell you that story?
I have too. Keep going.
I was on my motorcycle. It was
Was
It was.
it an opossum?
Yes.
I think it was a regular possum. I thought they were the same thing, and Liz.
Are they not?
They're not.
What?
Liz proved me wrong on this.
Whoa.
I know, because I knew where you were going with that, and I had to shut you the fuck down.
I think we need some googling in this.
just like Google Maps earlier
need
today.
Jamie.
Oh yeah, you fucked me up with that.
Jamie, pull it up, please.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to Jamie in a while. He's sitting over there.
Jamie.
I mean, Arya. Just
Arya.
kidding.
I
I would have thought they were the same animal.
No,
just
no,
some
they are
people say
not,
it.
actually.
Wild.
I thought some
Yeah.
people said it's stupid, and some people called it possum.
thought. Yeah. So I was on my motorcycle. This is back when I had the Royal Enfield, my small
The
bike,
little guy.
the little guy, and it was a 500cc, awesome bike. I was coming home from a girl I was dating's house, and it was dark road, whatever. I wasn't even really tired. It's just I thought a plastic bag just blew out in front of my.
I mean, yeah,
in
it's
front of my
fucking-
bike, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I hit a plastic bag, and I was down the road some more, and I was like,
I shouldn't have gotten air off of that
wanna
plastic
make
bag.
Sure, yeah. I was like, let me make sure that was a plastic bag because it's like the bike didn't even like feel it.
Huh.
So then I go back. There's a possum laying on his back, and he's like got blood coming out of his ears and stuff.
Boy.
And I'm like, oh my! And my heart just, dude, I got so upset. And then all of a sudden, the possum goes. And he rolls back up onto all fours.
How did that go again?
And he was like, and then he scurried away. And I was like, fucking zombie possum, dude.
And he was like,
Brother, this
Oh my,
guy
okay.
stinks!
All right.
Holy
"Thanks
shit.
for hitting me."
They're different.
Possums are native to Australia, New Zealand, and China, while opossums live in America and southern Canada. So you actually hit an opossum.
I hit an opossum.
But colloquially, they're known as possums.
Yes,
Sure.
colloquially.
Colloquially.
Yep. You got it.
pronounced it right. I didn't.
Colloquially.
But you knew what word I was going for.
Colloquially.
as well.
Colloquially.
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 Stop.
I just said it how you said it.
I didn't.
Colloquially.
This is being recorded. No, you did
You
not.
sound like a
I said
like a
it.
third grader trying to pronounce a big word.
I said it how you said it, okay? Yo, did you guys ever see The Shape of Water?
The fish fucking movie?
Yeah. I
No.
did.
Yeah, the fish fucking movie.
It's
No,
the
the other
same
one.
monster and actor from Hellboy. No, I'm not going to watch the movie.
It wasn't Ron Perlman.
What's wrong with that? it's Doug. It's
Doug
Doug Jones. Yeah, as who played Abe Sapien.
Yeah, and
Wait,
it's
what's-
in the same costume.
He said,
Definitely not the same costume.
he
No,
said-
he's Creature from the. He's the Gill Man from Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yep.
Yep.
Shape of Water. What about the Shape
Is
of
it
Water?
a blowjob if he doesn't breathe air?
What?
What?
What do you mean? Is he
What?
giving a blowjob?
I don't know. I never watched the movie.
Oh my god! You get to see Sally Hawkins masturbate in like the first 15 minutes in
To
the
a
bathtub
fish?
naked. No, she's just lonely. Anyway, in the movie,
Your co-presenter
her
has
friend.
died of boredom.
Okay, good. Okay, so in the movie, her coworker asks her. She's mute, by the way, in the movie.
I've seen
and her
it.
coworker asks her how they have sex, and she does this thing where she goes, and I thought that's what colloquially was. or
That's a
whatever.
cloaca.
Yep.
It's different.
It's almost pretty much the same.
Nope.
Same word.
One's a vocabulary word and one's an organ. So no.
Well, two of
While
them
you were
are
doing things with your
vocabulary.
hands, I was about to say, you know, this is an audio show, right? And then
Not
I realized
anymore.
It's not just an audio show, so I was. So I didn't say it, but I realized it'd be kind of funny.
He
to
put
bring
his
it up.
hands together in like a prayer hand, and then he spread his fingers in such a way. Just
I
watch
didn't
the
do
movie.
it right. Yeah, you
This
got to
is
watch
the
the movie. It's
church.
a
This
won
is
best
the
film.
people.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a wonderful film.
It's
won
it was
best-
real good. I liked it.
Yeah, it's real good.
Okay, can I make a comment on that?
You can say anything you want.
So, the reason that won Best Picture is how like Australia votes for their presidents.
What? No way.
Yeah, so the my understanding of how the Academy works is that if one thing, like everyone votes and you rank everything,
Yeah.
and if one thing doesn't have enough votes to win, then all of the votes of the one thing that doesn't have enough to win get your second vote counts.
What?
It's hard to like.
I
Explain.
know what this is called.
I don't remember the name of the voting system.
It's a type of voting system. They tried it in Maine, actually.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I heard this years ago on a show, but fuck.
Vein.
Well, so it's like
They basically get the remainder of your like second or whatever ranked votes, and it gets like
stacked onto the top.
yes.
So there weren't. They apparently there were like almost no people that thought this should have won the Best Picture, but there were a whole bunch of people that thought that it was second or third. But because the rest of the shit was really weak, it won because it was well regarded by everybody else. So basically, it won by average.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Academy is kind of bullshit anyway, but The Shape of Water. So to monster kids like me, The Shape of Water was a
yeah.
very big deal because
you
it
wanna
was
fuck a monster?
I would fucking love to. I'd fuck a gill woman in a
That's
heartbeat.
just a mermaid, right?
Yeah. My wife is basically a cat.
All right.
Question for both of you: would you rather fuck a mermaid whose top half is a woman, and whose bottom half is a fish, or whose top half is a fish and whose bottom half is a woman?
Bottom half fish all the way. I'll titty fuck the shit out of that
Yeah.
mermaid.
Yeah, same.
You wouldn't titty fuck Ariel from Little Mermaid?
She's animated. and
Also a child.
She's a child?
Yes.
They're basically children in all of those European.
Yeah,
Yes,
but okay, but what about fish ears?
Oh no.
I think they're shorter than.
Wait, if
people
they
years.
this is getting dark because if she's half fish, does she remember everything? Oh fuck.
No, that's the benefit to having the fish top and the woman bottom is that she'll forget
Oh no.
and she can't communicate.
Because the big fish ears was funny. I'm crying.
I'm about to piss my pants.
Oh my god. Would you get a handy from Ursula?
Sure.
That's got a lot of fucking
A lot of
friction.
hands.
Hey, I thought Ursula.
It's suction.
Yeah.
You ever
Ursula-
fucked with an octopus?
No,
But you get hickeys all over your shit when you're done.
whatever. Ursula was hotter than Ariel.
I guess prefer
Ursula
a
had
certain
some-
body type.
Ursula has some big old titties. Can we please move on to something else for the love of God?
Wait, so how old was the guy?
I don't fucking know.
That's not important anymore.
I'm a little concerned.
It's The Shape of Water. Now it's The Little Mermaid. I think.
Everything's about fucking a fish. This whole episode. Well, anyway.
Anyway.
Tommy Two Streets, did you want to talk about your week?
Sure.
How long have we been podcasting?
Not long enough.
Okay.
Not long enough. Do you have any funny plates?
Yeah.
Don't sound so enthused.
Well, it's funny because I have no clue what it means, but I thought it was a silly
okay.
E-Z noop. I don't know. I just thought it was silly.
Easy noop.
Easy noop.
Well, noop.
And it was like spaced out, like E-Z
space noop.
noop.
Hmm.
No idea.
Noopy.
But I thought it was silly.
Easy
Easy noopy?
Noopy. Could be easy noop, like Newport.
How's
Like, yo,
it
let me get a noop.
That's at least how I wrote it down on my phone. Now, this was days ago.
Oh, N-U-P-E. I thought
Yeah,
it was
noop.
N-E-W-P for some reason.
Oh, no. Noop.
Maybe it's somebody who puts together like weddings, so it stands for easy nuptial.
Could be.
You think? What a connection.
That was a stretch. I was trying to hold my
Yeah,
face
I
together for a minute there.
That would be N-U-P-T, I think.
What if
Easy
it was
nup?
taken?
Then pick something else.
No, that's fair.
Then don't get a fucking dumb license plate.
I
No,
s-
I'm gonna get a silly license plate soon.
I saw Opt Out. I thought that was funny.
That's good.
And then I saw Teflon Don.
Okay, that's fucking awesome.
Teflon Don's pretty cool.
T-F-L-N Don.
Do you have any funny license plates, Jay?
I saw Emily Ho.
Nice.
It's literally was a license plate
Wait.
that was EMILYHO.
I've
dope.
seen that one too.
I'd never seen it before. I got a good giggle out of it because I
Now-
have an ex named Emily. So
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
When you hear this, Emily, you're a hoe too.
That the joke was already inferred, but she is our friend.
yeah, no, she's still a good girl.
Still,
She's cool.
still a hoe.
Wish her
though.
the best.
I'm a hoe. Matt's a hoe. For sure.
I was like, I don't think he's serious. I can't tell. Oh man,
That
this
was
has been a crazy, weird week.
This is I'm ready
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right. Does anybody else have anything else they want to say
That I want to or that I could?
that you can?
no, you said you had a bunch of questions, and then like I feel like you only got
I
to
know,
like,
but
one of them.
I know because I would like to just have you on again, and we'll do like this was more of like an introduction episode to who you are. It would be cool to have you on another time
Yeah.
and just like hang out, and then we'll just get like silly with it. But we kept it pretty job oriented today.
No.
Now we're all over the place. I feel like.
No, we talked about like different jobs you had within the military.
Yeah,
That's fair.
we did do that. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I can complain about somebody that I'm working with if that's what you're looking for.
Let's get it on track with some of that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Who are you working with this week?
Because
Jay?
Well, so there's this new guy that I'm working with. And
this new guy is always
Keeps
trying
showing
to
up
prove
on
himself.
time.
No, it's weird. He's making us all look bad.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I am not.
Yeah. Because I can't remember his name at the moment. You're gonna have to forgive me.
Very
Sure,
funny.
we'll
But
get there.
He's a
Good
he's a
bit.
relatively new hire and
Real FNG, huh?
Yeah, really doesn't know what he's doing, but he's trying super hard, and because he's trying really hard, he's working more than all of the rest of us. And there really is no incentive to actually work hard at our job.
Real
at
fucking
all.
Boy Scout, huh?
Yeah, no, seriously.
You can get time off
It's kind of
awards.
embarrassing. We're all going to get one anyway. Regardless.
Wait, nah, really?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, you're gonna probably get a free 40 or 60-hour time off award for no reason.
I don't.
He'll just keep
I'm not even
coming.
trying to be funny. I don't understand how this world works.
It's not for.
Anything that's not motivated by money doesn't work properly. And anything that is motivated by money doesn't work properly because the wrong people are making money.
Fact.
I think I'm just too dumb to understand, and I'm just going to keep showing up to work. That's
okay.
how I've survived all these years.
I don't know. Maybe we're all supposed to be, born women to sell our own gamer bath water or something and make $1 million.
Bro, dude, so badly I wish.
Mm-hmm.
I clipped my toenails today. Anybody want to buy those?
Excellent. Good job.
Did you throw them in the trash?
He flushed them down the
No,
toilet.
I flushed them down the toilet.
Oh, okay.
I was kidding. I can't believe you did.
I can get a batch to you in 2 weeks.
Did you
Or we-
trim your toenails over the toilet?
I put them on the seat, my foot on the seat, like my heel, and then I kind of just clip them and let them fall into the toilet water.
How do you? I feel like my toenails just go everywhere every time.
Yeah, they just
I sort of
Exactly,
I
right? It's
sort of
like
like
fucking
try to
shrapnel.
point my
Do you point
foot.
your foot?
into the toilet.
Well, yeah, it's not like I'm doing it under the water. Is that
Now-
what you're imagining?
If you trim your toenails
In the
fresh
poop
out of
water?
the shower while
Yeah.
your feet are still warm and kind of
Mushy.
mushy,
Yeah.
they'll just kind of fall off. So
I
they won't shoot off.
I usually
like
while I'm
bullets.
waiting for the shower to warm up, that's when I start clipping and I did my fingernails too. I cut my fingernails and toenails very low.
You do so many things I don't understand.
You do so many things I don't understand.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Who are you working with, Matt?
I'm working with Jay.
Oh, that's
we had
true.
a lovely conversation before, but actually to start out the day we had a nice conversation, and then when I was leaving, I was kind of in a mood because there are certain days at this job where no one's telling you what to do.
That's all the time.
And yeah, okay. So it's a lot, and there were a lot of people just out today for various reasons, and I was walking around just trying to find different people to help, and eventually we ran out of work, and I was like, okay,
Cool.
I'll go work out, and then there was still time after my workout to I didn't know what to do,
Go
so it
work
was
out
nice to
again.
go talk to Jay, and he always puts me in a better mood.
See,
I don't know how.
now
I just like your take on things. I don't know. I just think you're, I don't know. So
Most people find me depressing.
no, so you know what it is. There's only certain people. Me and Trey talk about this. There's people that are because a lot of people don't understand my personality because I'm like super fucking hyped all
Guarded?
the time. Well, yeah, but I'm also very hyped
Nah.
up all the time, and you've always been very it doesn't even affect you. And Trey had to even learn another guy we deployed with, he even had to learn how to deal with my hyped up personality all the time. And now that he understands me, he loves to hang out with me. But at first it was I even got told last week by the female singer of my band. She said that she's been trying to lose weight, and I said, hey, if you want to come over and lose weight, I can really help you. I'm big into exercise. I work out every day. I got my friend to lose weight overseas. I got them to lose 30 fucking pounds overseas, and they weren't even able to do one push-up. And then she goes, yeah, and I go, too much Matt? And she goes, yeah, that's too much Matt. I was like, okay, I can understand it. And my wife Liz is the exact opposite. She's she's very monotone, very unexcited about most things, and we even each other out. She understands how to deal with my personality. So, in fact, Tommy, I think you're very similar to me, where you get excited about a lot of things, and you need a person to chill you out. So when I talk to Jay,
Interesting.
he's very patient with me, and I ask him questions about fucking everything, and he just sits there and explains it, and it doesn't affect him. Where other people, I can feel them get annoyed. So I like to try and talk with Jay once a day if I can.
I don't know. If I'm talking, I'm not working. I don't like working.
See, and I don't like talking unless it's on break or we're about to leave.
That's stupid.
Agreed.
No, bro. People trap you in fucking conversation at this job.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm trying to get stuff
That's
done.
perfect.
Because you've you've definitely talked about this too, about how the different types of personalities of people, and you have to like handle them in certain ways to like get away from types of conversations, and like you set yourself up to like have a way out with certain people. And yeah, that's 100% this job, dude. Is like you, and I feel like it's every job with these different personalities of people, to where after you understand how people are going to be, you know how to like work them if you pay enough attention, to where like, okay, so this particular person is walking up to me with his phone. So that means that he is going to attempt to show me something that I've already seen.
I know exactly who you're
from the
speaking
internet.
of.
And
Classic.
it's really not going to be funny. However, if I laugh at it and tell him that's hysterical, then I only get the one.
Yeah.
But if I'm like, oh, that's
I've
kinda
seen that
stupid.
already.
Like, oh, that's kinda, or whatever. I've seen that or whatever. Then he keeps flipping through the booklet of memes that he has on his phone.
Oh my God,
and
bro.
it's like, oh, okay, yep, that was on my Instagram 7 years ago.
Yeah.
This was last week's Facebook feed.
Like
and
this
it's
guy,
like,
like he just saw Hezbollah for the first time, like
Oh
today.
my God.
the walking Internet Explorer.
Dude, I know exactly who you're
He
talking about.
is the Internet Explorer.
He's literally exploring.
Rest
the
in
internet.
peace, Internet
Oh
Explorer.
yeah, you're right. They're not doing anything with it
Oh,
anymore,
because
right?
it's all Microsoft Edge.
Microsoft
Moved over to
Edge.
But-
Which is just the most cuck name fucking possible.
I thought it was Microsoft Straight Edge. So, anyway, I'll crash myself.
Crash yourself.
Jay likes to make fun of me for being straight edge all the time.
Well,
Not make fun of me. He makes these like straight edge jokes,
I mean, I'm not.
and
gonna,
he
That's so
goes. I made this, and nobody else thought it was funny, so I need to tell you. And then he tells me, and I always find it hysterical, because being straight edge is silly.
Not gonna sugarcoat it. It is laughable.
Because it is. It is because okay. So Jay,
We're grown ups, and
Jay
we still
is
are.
the kind of person who says like, at least this is my take on you. Why wouldn't you do this thing to make life more enjoyable? And I go, why would you put that in your body and be in a different state of mind? Because I'm enjoying what I'm seeing without substance. Like,
Well, you're like, well, you're both straight edge, and like,
yeah.
for one thing, it's especially. Have you been straight edge for as long as he is? So you've
Not
you've
as long.
Only ever been straight edge. Were you kind of in? The
No,
same
I had
plan?
I had experiences younger.
So it was-
I was a cool kid.
Okay, but
I was a
it's-
nerd.
It's been a number of years, right? To
Yeah.
where you've settled in it, and it's like, at this point, it's part of your personality, and it's also kind of like a it's an admirable thing, because it's something that you've maintained for such a long period of time.
We've talked
throughout
about this. It
the-
shows that we can make up our mind.
Yeah, you've made a decision, you're sticking to it for years longer than most people stick to anything. Like I know for a fact that he's been straight edge for longer than some fucking marriages that I know. Mm-hmm. Like,
Yeah.
and I mean, like, you talk about life commitments, it's the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
if the bad thing is, after work, all the guys go to breweries.
No, I know.
like, we go to
And
breweries.
you invited me last week, which
Yeah.
is very nice. But I also have a lot of hobbies, and it's
Yeah.
like I'm so uncomfortable in that setting.
Matt can't fathom like not going straight home and like being busy
Okay, tough guy.
doing God knows what
Yeah, I know people.
until
like
he goes to bed at 9:00 to get up and go to work before everybody the next day.
I don't know. There's also the concept that I feel like is foreign to you, that I like how alcohol tastes.
That's insane.
Like, so I know, like,
because
it's
I've
not
had
the-
alcohol before.
Yeah, but there's such a wide.
I've
variety.
had like 4 alcohols
like
before. I really did.
Guys, I drank my mana potions. I'm fine.
That's like
Man up.
that's like saying I've had candy before. I don't like any of it.
What? No, it's not.
There's-
no,
You know,
I've
that is extremely similar.
had candy before.
That's not what
And
I'm
I like
saying to
candy.
you.
Yeah.
Alcohol's
That's not what
gross.
I'm saying to you. It's not what I'm saying. And there's too many different kinds for you to even understand that some of them can be very good.
But it's
Like
Then
a
why,
cocktail,
then why aren't you drinking them, Tommy?
because I don't want to.
There you go. So you're saying I know what candy tastes like. Some of it's good, but I don't.
I
want
choose
it.
to defer.
That's lame.
It's like,
Is it? Because it's
Wait a
so. This fucking guy.
Why don't you stick to your colloquials?
I was about to make a great point. I swear.
Oh, I'm sure it was a great point. I'm sure we've made plenty of great points on this podcast.
No.
This is a long
was there.
episode. I like it.
The attempt was there.
You know what? When you were saying that thing about
Yeah.
the people, like, you know, people who just punish you. Today, I had a coworker.
People who punish me?
Yeah, you know, like they don't like. We were just talking about it minutes ago. Fuck.
Are you talking about like your coworkers and stuff like that?
Yes.
Oh,
they-
not necessarily punish you, but they may make your life fucking miserable for no apparent reason. They're not realizing
They
it.
may. Yeah.
Now, do you guys work with a person or people who can't help but give you an answer for everything?
Fucking yeah.
That is
And-
the military.
That is,
then-
yeah, but we do have one guy specifically who doesn't shut the fuck up. And he does that exact same thing. He literally has an answer for everything, but it's a bullshit answer.
And he can't stop giving the answer,
yes.
no matter how many times it's already been answered.
Yep.
Okay, so today I was at work and somebody from upper management came over to our side and asked the collective department a question, being two of us. And my coworker answered, "Oh no, we didn't do that because of this." And the manager was like, "Great, perfect. That's all I needed." She keeps explaining. "Oh, and then we're waiting on this to happen because it needed to be coded this way." And he's walking away like, "Okay, yeah, gotcha, great." And then she's still going on like, "And then we'll probably do it later at the end of the day." And he's like, he's like halfway across the building already, and she's still
Jesus.
going on. Like,
Yeah.
you work with people like that?
So we have a guy like that, but he actually will follow you to where you're moving to as he's explaining.
You can't
you know what I'm
escape?
talking about
Yeah.
now. And he will fucking follow you. He's like a kiss ass, an answer giver, and a fucking follower all in one.
Yep.
I stay away from him. If I even see him coming, I just pretend I'm doing work.
The military is also a breeding ground for that, because there's this idea that everyone above you has to get as much information as possible, which
Good
isn't
point.
it's not 100% accurate. Like in some situations, like
I think some
There's-
people do that when they feel uncomfortable, and people in a position who are like literally under somebody of higher rank are like, I have to justify this or that to
Yeah.
these superiors.
yeah,
or
and then
something.
or if the guy above you is your evaluator, like he gives you your performance reports, then you're trying to give him as much information of what you're doing to make yourself look better,
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely.
and you're trying to explain away the bad things that are going
Oh
on.
my god, yes.
And all
It
that
turns
sort of
into
stuff.
word vomit.
You also just try to distract them from the things that you don't know.
100%.
Yeah, by just fucking putting in all this other information that's unnecessary. And honestly, it works on a lot of people who evaluate you. They get
yeah.
distracted by it.
We got you hired.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. One last question before we go.
yeah.
It's kind of like a generic question. I have two questions, but one we're gonna have to write the answer down on a piece of paper. Okay, one question is, if you couldn't do helicopters and aviation tomorrow for some reason, they fired you because I don't even know. They just got pissed up. EO complaint or something.
Yeah.
What would you do for a job?
So are you asking what would I want to do, or are you asking literally what would I do then tomorrow?
What would you want to do?
What would I want
You're
to do?
Yes.
You're being reassigned for some fucking reason.
Yes.
It's your choice where
you made a
go.
comment and it just hit the wrong person, and they're like, hey,
Oh, I'm
Jay,
done with the military tomorrow?
Yeah, and they were like, "Hey, we can't."
Oh,
keep
done
you
with the
here.
military,
That's
period.
what I'm saying. What's another job? You're like, oh, well, I've always had this in the back of my mind. Let me do that.
Realistically, I'd love to go teach shooting somewhere.
You'd
That's
be-
something I'm
you're a
very passionate
great
about.
Teacher.
Teach shooting, you say?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's something I'm extremely passionate about, and there's a lot of nuances with, especially like legislation in certain areas, what you're allowed to do, what you're allowed to have, and I'm pretty good at that sort of thing, and I'd like to be able to do it. There's not a whole lot of money in it, unless you're really, really good, and I don't have the military background to be in demand, because the guys that make a lot of money doing it are
They're
all,
the people who are fucking like,
Yeah, they're DevGru, freaking SEALs,
Mm-hmm.
Rangerback guys that spent
Yeah.
years and years. So I'd probably end up like a lineman or something.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Jay taught me how to shoot better at our AT 2 years ago, and ever since then I've gotten between 34 and 39 out of 40 whenever I qualify.
nice.
you know what the funny thing is?
Huh.
So I'm our unit's marksmanship instructor. It's one of my auxiliary things that I do on a regular basis, and I have never fired a rifle for the Army.
Mm-hmm.
I teach it to everyone else
Okay.
every year.
Wait, you don't qualify?
No,
Interesting.
nope, never done it.
That's weird.
Yep.
Okay. Well, back to that fucking hiring 5 machinists and putting them.
Boom.
Yeah, that's so strange. The military doesn't make any sense. All right. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm sorry this ran kind of late.
No, I'm good.
We have to.
What
I know
are you
we
trying
got
to
to
write down on a fucking piece of paper.
Oh yeah, I do have another question. All right. Let me grab a pen. Hold on.
He
You
does.
literally
this.
said 2 things. One, I'm gonna have to write down a piece of paper. And
He cracks me the fuck up.
promptly forgot immediately what you were planning on doing.
I mean, I was trying to tie in a point to something we said moments before, and I couldn't do it. So.
Yeah, it's late. So,
Late,
okay.
late.
All right.
He says.
I'm
I laugh.
gonna write my answer on a piece of paper,
I laugh at your late.
and then you'll write your answer down on a piece of paper.
Penis.
Well, you could, yeah, it could be taken that way. If an active shooter came into our, this has nothing to do with what we were talking about earlier. By the way,
Okay.
this isn't that. Like, I'm not trying to be funny about that. That's actually serious. But if an active shooter came into our facility
Okay.
tomorrow, who do you think would be the first to run or like not help?
Run away?
Run away and not help the others.
That's a loaded question. No
Wow.
pun intended. No pun
So
intended.
I can't answer that question.
I know.
I'm gonna be
That's
a cop
why-
out.
You can answer it.
No. I'm gonna be a cop out because who we work with, although that we're in the military and people have been in the military for 30 years.
Yeah.
Most of them have never been in a stressful situation like that.
That's why I asked the question.
So-
but they talk a lot of shit at work.
Right, which is
And
it's
that's
fine.
why
That's what people do.
I think my answer
Yeah.
will make you laugh, but I wanted to see your answer.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
He wants to write really bad.
That's
I
fine.
think he just
No,
wants.
I thought he might agree with me on something, and yeah, nobody can see what I'm writing.
No, I sure hope not. You hear that, Music Gaming 12? Do not zoom in on that piece of paper
That's
and
who
send me
I
a
think.
screenshot
No,
of it.
so if you get one person that works in the building that's going to run away at the first chance
Yeah.
it would be our gate guard.
Okay, you could say gate guard.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. You gave me a fake answer there. I see what you did, but that's fine.
It's called a non-answer.
But the person I wrote down talks more shit about that kind of thing, I feel like, than anybody else. And I
So
feel like
stress is weird. Without getting into the certain events and stuff like that have happened recently.
yeah.
No, I'm not talking.
Oh,
about,
not that.
I'm
Okay.
talking about like.
You mean
yeah,
current events?
Yeah.
Oh,
current
yeah.
events.
Yeah, yeah,
current
yeah.
events. There was a big high profile thing that occurred down in Texas a little while ago, and if you understand how, like, if you look at it in a particular manner, then you realize that even people that are trained on a really high level don't necessarily know what they're going to do when they're actually induced to stress.
Of course.
And especially when you're talking about a force-on-force scenario or a situation where there is somebody literally behind a trigger and your life is in danger, the average person doesn't. I'd say probably 90% of all people in America, because we're an incredibly privileged country, don't have someone put them in direct danger on a regular basis.
Oh, most definitely.
I'm or in their lives. Like,
it's always somewhere else.
Well, remember what you said earlier about when you were in the car with that girl with the chainsaw?
Yeah.
And there was that pause. She didn't have a fucking clue what to do.
No.
Fight or flight. She froze.
No.
That's probably what most people would do.
And
trained or not.
Some people freeze you.
Yeah. And people make the bad decisions, and it's really easy to armchair quarterback and really easy to
One of my favorite things to do.
it's really easy to look at a situation and say, oh well, they should have done this and they should have done that.
Oh, I
Of
hate
course.
looking at things in hindsight, bro. Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
do that shit.
it's terrible. Hindsight's always 20/20, right?
Of course. Yeah. I just
Like-
thought that was a silly
Never heard that
question
before.
because the person I wrote
It's a
down
good line, isn't it?
the person I wrote down is a frequent like tough guy complainer,
Yeah.
Cool.
and
Never been in
they
a
are
fight, huh?
also a gun, a gun enthusiast.
Never
I'd say.
been in
I-
a fight,
I would
huh?
normally say no. I can't imagine this person has ever been in a
Yeah,
fight.
I
Yeah.
think so.
I would say normally I would say gun nut, but Jay is a gun enthusiast and he's not a gun nut.
No,
He's
well,
not a nut.
I also fucking I hate the firearms community as much as most people
Yeah.
who aren't in the firearms community
Sure.
hate the firearms community.
Of course.
Like, I hate the firearms community as much as Moms Demand Action hates the firearms community. And I'm wearing camouflage.
Right.
Like
Oh my god, bro.
because it's you guys talk shit on infidel jeepers all the time. They
Yeah.
like that whole thing personifies the gun community.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of cringy ass larpers.
A bunch of cringy larpers, yeah. But you told me a story earlier, and I won't.
Confused about a statement.
No, not at all. I'm thinking about infidel jeepers again.
They're pretending they're military a lot of the
Yeah.
time.
Nothing is wrong with it.
But Jay, you told me a story earlier, and I won't drag this out. Really, it's just we were talking about what people do in a stressful situation. You said you were held at gunpoint when you were a teenager, and you.
Yeah, I don't really talk about that a whole lot.
Oh, do you not want me to talk about it?
Well, it's. I never told my parents.
Oh, I won't.
Yeah.
Okay, my
I
bad.
never-
We can edit this out.
I never told my parents about that.
All right, then never mind. We'll edit it out.
Yeah.
I had a gun
So-
flashed on me when I was on tour before. It ruined the whole night and we had to leave.
Yeah.
Did you give the person your money?
No, we didn't give them anything.
What did happen?
We left.
They didn't threaten to shoot you?
I don't remember what they said. We left. We said, okay, we should go.
I don't even understand. It flashed it on you?
Us.
Us meaning
My collective band. I was in a band at
Yeah.
the time, and we were behind our merch table, and they had a question about one of our shirts because one of our T-shirts fonts was like the old school heavy metal like Iron Maiden, Kiss, like pointy letters.
Yeah.
And there were two S's in our name.
Oh yeah, they thought it was SS.
So they pointed at the S's. They're like, "Are those fucking SS bolts?"
Oh my god, bro.
And we're like, "Are you illiterate?" And have you never heard of Kiss or like anything?
They're
at
just
all?
looking for a fucking.
And he said,
reason.
"Are those fucking right?"
Yeah,
Correct.
of course, yeah.
The kind of person who would bring a gun to a hardcore show.
Yeah.
Is looking for some kind of drama.
Yep.
So he said, "If those are fucking SS bolts, you gotta go." Pulled his shirt up and he had a black handgun on his waistband. And we were like, "So we're gonna go," and we packed up our shit and just left.
I mean, that really sucks, but homeboy literally was like, if you're a Nazi, you can't fucking stay here. And I'll give him
Which-
props for that.
Yeah.
Like, it ruined your night.
But
honestly.
he's also being a
On
fascist.
principle alone, I will say kudos for the no tolerance on that stuff. However,
Complete idiot.
It was completely fucking
that
bass
also
backwards.
what that whole action is a very fascist action. Just assuming what somebody means within the print of the clothing and then just saying, I'm going to use extreme violence and I'm not going to give you even a chance to explain your actions and you can't be here.
You can't explain things to people like that.
No.
But what I'm saying is it's just silly to me because
It's very silly.
you're being a Nazi by saying Nazis can't. It's just that's crazy.
I don't know.
Not that I'm for Nazis, obviously, but like, that guy's that's also being a Nazi.
I will
Hey,
defer.
clip that. Matt's for Nazis.
Yeah.
Clip it. All that being said, thank you again for joining
Yeah,
us,
dude.
Jay.
Thanks so much
Thanks
for
for having
coming.
me.
I'll be
I know
happy
we
to
gotta
have
get
you
up
back.
early tomorrow.
Early. I'll be happy to have you back anytime. Seriously,
The
open invite.
Out of here.
That was
Tommy
this
Two Streets.
is pretty cool. I've never done this before.
Isn't this awesome?
We're just literally hanging out.
Yeah, just bullshitting.
Yeah, we just do this every week.
Be better
so.
with a couple beers. No, I'm kidding.
You can drink what you like.
Yeah, you can bring whatever. We had Mikey on a couple weeks ago. He brings his own beers.
Oh, yeah, he
In
had a
fact,
couple.
we should get Mikey and Jay on together, and the four of us. I think that would be like a hilarious conversation.
That
So,
would be
that'd be fun.
talk about.
He worked for Vans for like 15 years.
Talk
Oh,
about
yeah,
going.
listen to that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
was-
He
he
did
was
say
really cool.
He's a very, very
He was-
cool
that was
guy.
the one
Dear
that
friend.
moved out to
Ohio.
Yeah,
and
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was rad.
He's
I
a,
like
he's,
him.
a, he's a great guy. Good skateboarder,
Yeah.
and he worked for Vans. Maybe not 15 years, but maybe like
For-
9 years or something.
For
It was
more
like a-
antics like that future episode and today's
in
episode,
today's episode.
give us a follow. We are on every podcast streamer that I can think of off
Yep.
the top of my head. So
Spotify, iTunes, Podbean, right?
I don't-
Podbeam, Castro.
I think he's making stuff up.
I'm
No,
not making-
Podbeam's a thing.
Yeah.
Stitcher,
Stitcher.
Google,
Stitcher,
Google
yeah.
Play,
Google Play.
Spotify,
Amazon?
iTunes, Amazon.
That's right.
That's correct.
Twitch.
And Twitch
And we're on Twitch, yeah.
on a weekly basis.
Heyo.
Hey, Music Gaming 12. He's gonna be
Super
my
Chris World.
punchline forever.
Yeah.
But all of the things that we're available on can be found on our Instagram, which is what, Matt?
Our Instagram is at ThankYouForUrServices _podcast.
Correct.
And you can email us, mainly Tommy
I
Two
wasn't
Streets.
done.
Okay.
Follow us on there. I will more than likely follow you back, especially if I know you. But if you see it, like sometimes I put questions out there on there. You can respond right there.
Mm-hmm.
And check the link in our bio for all things pod related, like where to follow us. And coming soon, these will be on YouTube too, I hope. And then,
Yeah, they will.
as Matt was saying, if you have a long story or a short story or a comment or a question or anything like that,
Or a middle story.
and you want to
Or a
send
dick
or a middle story,
Yeah.
and
Was that you who sent that?
No. I almost crashed my fucking car on
I
the
need to-
Jersey Turnpike for listening to that, though.
I need to find that
That was
person.
so fucking funny, bro.
Talk about a phenomenal
First email.
email address that came from.
First email.
That was
Is
hilarious.
it Boris Karloff's ghost or something?
Was it Boris Karloff's dick?
If you're
Was that what it was?
if you're not on social
It was his
media,
actual
shoot
penis.
us an email at thankYouForUrServices@gmail.com, and that's thank you for your letters are
You
services.
are.
Thank you for your services at gmail.com. Send us whatever you like.
Jay, do you have anything you want to plug?
I'll plug. We didn't talk about it at all. I run the Instagram page for the Delaware Aviation Task Force.
Yeah.
It's an unofficial thing, but the pictures are pretty cool. I try really hard with the captions. We just started back up again because I had some content come back out, and my buddy from Iowa pushed me to pick it back up again. But that's DE Army Aviation, all one word, no breaks, all lowercase.
Okay.
DE Army Aviation on Instagram. It also looks like Dear My Aviation.
Because
So-
that's funny. Because that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, that's what I've gotten that a lot. I should have put
Underscores.
underscores in it.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't really matter. Now I kind of want it all in one anyway.
But those
At
colloquials.
DE Army Aviation.
Yeah.
Okay.
The pictures. I think the pictures are pretty
They're
freaking
very
cool.
fucking good.
Nice.
You're like, yeah, you're amazing. At
We have some
photography. Yeah.
fantastic public affairs people in the Delaware Guard that really
We do.
they rock with
Nice.
taking pictures.
Yeah.
I have to piss like a fucking
I
wizard.
I got a poop baby that's been just
Turtling.
ready to be born. So
No. Thanks for joining us. And if you didn't join us, see you next time. I hope you do. Boris Karloff's driveway, by the way.
oh,
That's fantastic.
Uh,
that's very funny.
Haha.
Thank you for your service.